So, I will say, without further ado, without all the preamble and the chaos and the chatter, which I love so very, very much, why don't we get started with our official wrap-up of Season 1 and into our Talkback Q&A session where we get to talk all about not just Season 1, but Book 1 of Strength of Thousands, Kindled Magic. Welcome! Woo!
Let's go! Woo!
Woo, woo.
Roller coaster.
That was the chillest and saddest woo compared to the chaos that was 5 seconds before.
You gotta keep them guessing.
Yeah.
You never know
what happens.
You never know what's gonna happen. Oh no, baby.
It's very true. I guess I want to ask Waffles.
Stop it! Funny, really quick, I literally thought we were gonna roll the intro, so I'm like, ba 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 ba.
I wanted to ask you all want. I mean, listen, I can't tell you for certain. We have a lot of stuff in the works, but I'm hoping everything is gonna be ready to rock and roll for Season 2. So for the potential last time, you want to hit the intro video for old time's sake?
So we can say goodbye to it, you know what I mean?
So we can say goodbye to it? Okay. With that, Waffles, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll catch you all in the Q&A class. Let's go.
Hey!
Oh, flawless.
Got him.
Welcome back. That was the flawless sit down for Maria at the perfect second of transition.
Listen, I got bread. It was important.
Got bread.
Surprise, Maria, we're live. Anyways,
I see that.
Is that how this works?
So, quick update to how this is going to go. To those of you watching for the VOD, I apologize, but for those of you here right now live in chat, you can submit your questions right now. So here's how we're going to do it. We earlier had a form for anybody that wanted to submit questions ahead of the live show. So thanks to all those wonderful people, we do have some submitted questions already that we get to start off with. But full disclaimer, a lot of this will probably be out of order. We have our wonderful mods helping us track the questions that have come in, but I will, we love to talk. I cannot guarantee we will get to every single one of your questions. However, I will jump around. I will try to get some a nice little taste of the of the pre submissions and some of the live submissions, and we'll just do our best. So just give us grace, give us the benefit of the doubt, but also give us your questions. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to write the question ahead of your question. So that's why our mods will know that it's a question that you want to submit to us and not a question you're asking maybe to your fellow chat folks or something like that. So just make sure you're stating that it's a question and we will grab that in here. That is the preamble. So I think we're gonna go at it.
Blam. I'm so excited.
Do I like hard hit right off the bat? Like, do you want me just to like
let's
go right in?
You have to start hard.
Why I'm so nervous about this.
Do you want to start with an everyone question, or do you want to start with a direct?
Oh my god,
question?
Syrup, you just get, this is your only GM power right now. You get to choose where we go.
No, I was told I'm very specifically not a GM anymore right now.
No, I didn't say
that. That was not the statement at all. Damn. I say good day.
I'm sassy. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start.
Yeah, you're not a badass GM anymore. You're a sass-ass GM.
I'm a sass-ass. That's actually my real general state of being.
Yes. Yeah. Doesn't require GMing at all.
On a scale of badass to sass-ass, where are you today?
Where are you today?
Yeah. That's the new vibe check, by the way. That's the new vibe check.
Absolutely the vibe check. Okay. Okay. Let's ask a question. Okay,
Pick a question. Pick one. Oh my god.
One job.
We're gonna start with Jordan's question, the one, the only D&D Jordan Lee. Just everybody. When not in class, or saving everyone, what does your character do in their free time? How do they unwind? I must know. Free for all.
I think that's part of Hideaki's problem, is he doesn't know how to do that at all.
I like that.
And which I think, teaser, going into season 2, that is something that I think we're going to weave in. Because I think what's really interesting about the one-on-one, and sort of when I look back on it, is like, it was a perfect, like, microcosm of his experience at the school so far, of like doing something that he thinks is right, blowing it up, and then an extra player being like, look.
2 for 2 in that experience.
2 for 2. Yeah. And so what's interesting about that, I think, is it's because essentially he was just like, I'm so bored. Like all I can do is think about these 4 things that I've got to figure out. Like, and there was, with the exception of the circus, not really like downtime. Even though he totally has the ability to, he could do that hang gliding thing that he's been talking about with Habron forever. Play games with Ignacy, if he even likes him anymore. And
with Akoro.
And Akoro, yep. And I always my brain always mixes Naxo and Akoro, even though they're so not alike at all.
They had the same rhythm to the name. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah. No.
I think that's a very good point to make, though, of like not knowing how to unwind. First of all, a very valid answer, one that I, in person, Syrup, am very bad at as well. And that's a thing that you have to learn as well. And so that is, I'm going to make a mental note of that to bring kind of that, hopefully, that we're able to bring that to the forefront a little bit in season 2, because that is very interesting.
I mean, I believe Arafe and Hideaki actually had a conversation about that at some point.
True. How does Arafe unwind, or if they don't, like, what do they do in their free time?
I mean, Arafe is definitely someone who knows how to take their time a little bit more. So I guess in the moments where she's not with the group doing anything, not working on homework, not working with other people, she very much enjoys sitting next to the frog pond by her room with maple, or with waffles, syrup, and
with peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Specifically, didn't give it a name. Maple.
You could definitely bleep live after the fact.
And I think she also spends quite a bit of time with Strands of Glowing Dawn and her children.
Oh, we love them.
I love
spending family time with them because she likes her kids and she likes her, so they'll hang out, give her a little bit of free mommy time.
I love this. Arc 2, I'm very curious.
Yeah, Arc's answer is probably pretty boring. Ark unwinds in what he thinks is the best way. And so they write and they read a lot. Mostly like studying type of writing and reading, but like they enjoy that, so that's unwinding. Not like for class material, but more for like their own studies outside of class material, because they still have to advance that as well. And then like when it's time to watch a movie, they just like play back memories in their heads of like the fight scene or something. Yeah, that's what I imagine, at least.
Amazing.
I like it.
Tal. So have you seen the one-on-one? Tal is, at this present moment, very bad headspace. But prior to that, we'll go before everything bad happened. I think what Tal would do if they had free time and knew how to do things with it, probably paint a lot. Because they're not as artistically gifted in that sense as their brother, but they still very much like it. And
that interior decorate. We know that from the treehouse.
And I think I know something I want to try to do is they want to go and explore the Magaambya, that place.
The
town. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I concur with this statement.
Yeah,
Do
they
you
want to go and explore.
little...
That's what they grew up doing, is going out and meeting new people and seeing new things. And they've literally spent almost an entire physical year in this school and went to Natambu twice, maybe.
Well, do you think? Did they go more often between like when in the times that we haven't looked in on them, basically? I feel like it could be one of those things where like Tal has been in Natambu way more than almost everybody else.
Yeah.
Or the reverse. But you did also go with Mariama. Yeah.
Yep.
Tal would not go by themselves.
Interesting. Would they have gone with Mariama a couple more times, maybe?
Yeah, they probably would have gone a couple of times if it was like to the market or something like that. But yeah, no, they wouldn't go by themselves.
I have a question.
For reasons.
Yes.
Does Tal hang out with Benji?
We don't know that yet. We haven't determined. Benji is in stasis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I asked about Benji during my one-on-one, and Syrup was pointedly like, "We'll touch on Benji."
What I
guess
didn't.
Benji's dead.
Oh my god.
That would
Listen,
be really
Benji has a lot of protein snacks.
Yes.
Readily available for them.
They have been given charms to ward off the lice and a lot of the other bugs.
They're in quarantine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
They're in
Tal, that is something though. Tal does spend a lot of time in the Sprout House. They basically have moved into the Sprout House at this point.
One of the things that I wanted to say was with Benji in particular. I think that we didn't have a chance in character as a group to determine, how y'all wanted to bring Benji in, and so I didn't want in a space where only one person was there to kind of have too much of that. So we kind of were like, all right, we'll put Benji in the back room for a quick moment, and we'll just keep them in stasis, and it'll be fine, and we'll come back to it.
They've been getting food, and they've been watered, and
yes, they've just been poured water on.
Fine.
It's great.
Make sure we left the windows open.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that very much I think the scope of season 1 has been the life in the Magaambya, beyond the of course the plot and everything in book 1, but we've been very focused on the Magaambya, and I'm very excited for season 2 to open up that scope a little bit, and I will let all of you all know and the audience know that in season 2 we are going to be out and about in Natambu a lot more. I kind of actually like this nice little pace up as the books go up, that the scale and the scope, especially as you level up, you start taking that step back and back and back and back, and you kind of your world expands with you, and I like that. Now I'm gonna go on to question number 2. This is from Angel of Iris, our very first question directed straight at one Star Shinobi Airfit.
Hey! Hey, let's go.
Yes.
So,
Bring it.
On the spot.
you've been denied access to Create Undead 101 by a weird psychopomp aspect of a goddessy thingy.
Yeah.
What's next for Arafe? If there is more downtime before Book 2's action starts, how would she spend her free time? I know we had a little bit of that, but I like the connection.
I
to
like
the...
how that is this is specific time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from when the
Yeah.
camera turns off to when we turn it back on.
Yeah, let's go.
Mhm.
It's almost like I have been discussing Arafe with Syrup for the past 2 days.
What?
Arafe's in a very weird headspace right now. There's a lot going on of, we failed this ritual. She now realizes that she told this psychopomp about Tal.
I'm
and
sure
that's
they knew.
probably not good.
I'm sure they knew already.
Yes, but so it's Arafe is definitely starting to feel consequences of actions that she's not had to deal with before. And as I've been discussing with Syrup, this protective defensiveness is starting to come up in her. And so she is really going to start looking towards how to make herself more of a shield for people. So she's probably going to start
Cool.
looking into that, as well as she's still trying to figure out how to help Yafira. And so that is still very much in the forefront of her mind.
So much. There's so much.
There's so much.
Y'all have questions about your fear, put them in chat. Just saying.
Yeah. So there's all that.
I like that. I have a question that branches off of this one towards Arc.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We don't. I'm going to take this at face value and very purposefully without expounding on what that actually means. I've heard the words, I'm going to make myself much more of a shield. How do you think Arc is going to take that, given what I recall, very specific instructions to not get in the way?
Specific feedback.
Let me grab some popcorn.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing, so I'm so glad
Same.
that you asked me this question. I was like
mean,
the first person who came into my mind. Arc.
should I answer that?
Arc's not gonna like that.
Well,
Is that like a we'll see answer? I mean, I can say.
I will let you, if you don't want to say, if you're not comfortable, you want to keep it to we'll see, you can. If you want to tease, you can.
I'll say it. I mean, Arc's not gonna like it much because it puts him in more danger. He thinks it is suboptimal for the party, and Arafe is selfish.
Oh, yes. I love it. All right,
Good.
delicious.
Great.
Can
Egg
I throw some
delicious.
seasoning into that?
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
let's
some
go.
Some old.
Hideaki already thinks that she's a shield for him.
Ooh.
Huh.
I like this. That's juicy. Okay.
Also, you
Let's-
think she's not going into this assuming that she knows Arc's not gonna like it.
Oh,
Mhm.
for sure.
Mm. yes. Give me this. I love
Now,
it.
how much? She don't know, but
True. Like,
Just wait until
the-
Tao
the-
finds out.
I want to know, and this I don't want to answer this right now at all, but I'm just enjoying the speculation of like it when Arc has not liked something as so far, it's been like, no, this is bad, and most people are like, okay, got it, this is bad. And this may be one of the first times where it's like, yes, this is suboptimal. I'm still doing it. And that, I want to see. That I want to know what Arc's going to do, but that I want
Let's
to win.
go.
like, a little bit more behind the scenes, you all don't know that, may not see that Arafe sees herself as the most expendable.
That does not surprise me, Jacob, at all.
Yes.
It makes me sad.
Jacob.
She
It doesn't
honestly
surprise me,
believes
Jacob.
that Arc can do anything. So her thought is, if I can keep Arc up, everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
here's a-
she's equally as expendable as Tal and Hideaki for sure. I'm just kidding.
Perfection.
At least we're all on the same page.
At least we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, this leads into a really great question. Another question here, which is, how do you feel? This is for everybody. How do you feel about the choices and morals of your fellow students so far.
Oh.
Specifically,
Oh boy!
it's
That
a
is
doozy,
a
so digest
loaded
that
question.
one.
I don't need to
We're
digest it
minutes
because
each for
I
this
have.
one.
Listen, Syrup has read my sidebar. Syrup sent us a lovely little document with some questions for some pre-season 2 stuff. I finished mine today, and I'm sure you've browsed it. This literally came up in that. Tal's not happy about anything. Mostly, I think, because of the fact that people have differing morals than she does, and it was brought into such stark realization, they are even more upset about it. Because now it's a mixture of like, I don't quite agree with your standpoint, but also now I have to contend with the fact that I could be wrong about shit, and I didn't know that. Not that I couldn't be wrong, but I didn't know that this was even a question of being right or wrong. It's always been this one way.
Foundational beliefs.
Oh yeah, all of these things that Tal has built her entire moral compass on are now shattered on the ground, and they're trying to like piece through and find things that still stick together, and it's not going well.
I love
That's
it.
where Tal is. Next question answer.
Good.
I'll go. This one's hard for Waffles for many reasons, because I have my own like moral compass, and it's hard to like play by arcs. I don't think Arc understands the. I don't want to say like understands the concept of morals, because he does. They understand the premise and the concept, but for him they're useless. Like if you did a good thing and end up dead, then like what's the use? You can't do a good thing in the future. So like, but that doesn't mean he's gonna go be super evil and stuff. He just thinks people should act optimally per each situation.
Do you think that's
what's
something
the moral
that
compass for
that
optimal?
could
Yeah,
change
that's where I have a hard
or evolve?
That's where I have a hard part with it, Syrup, because I have played morally gray characters and stuff, and I don't think Arc is that, and I don't want him to be that. I want him to be like moral question mark. I don't even know. Like
Yeah.
Less moral gray, more moral neutral.
It definitely currently feels in the more neutral area-ish, but it's very interesting, and I actually like feel pretty good about the fact that it is a question mark right now, like that it's not necessarily fitting in a box, because I think that's very fitting to the background that Arc has currently and everything. But to Maria's question, which I talked over, was you want to repeat it real quick?
Yeah. Do you see at some point in the future that Arc may have not a realization, but kind of like more of an understanding of where, a switch from a optimal / suboptimal solution to one of more morality based solutions? Not saying going all the way, because that might not happen, but
I'll just give you a big maybe. I don't. It's a weird way my autistic brain works, but I don't see anything for Arc in the future. Like literally nothing. He could be dead next episode, so like I don't have anything planned out.
that'd be a wild way to
I'm him when the episodes start, and I just react to everything that happens around me. So I don't know.
Listen, I'll just add it to the list of things that Tal is going to try to get Arc to learn emotions. That's also morality question mark.
I want to take that opportunity, though, because that is a very good point, Waffles. I want to kind of not course correct, but just kind of remind everybody that what I'm looking for with this is definitely a season 1 talk back, right? I know a lot of questions are going to be looking at like, how do we see something in the future and everything, but I want to focus a lot on insight into anything that has happened in season 1, as well as if you all have any questions, as well as of course chat if you have any questions about book 1 of Strength of of Thousands and, you know, some of the changes or anything that we felt were necessary from a GM perspective, because I do know that a lot of individuals that watch us also maybe play or run in Strength of Thousands. We're happy to talk about that as well. But Duval, did you want any not everybody has to answer that an everyone question, by the way, but if you have something else, I want to give an opportunity.
I do want to answer this because I was thinking about sort of like when like if Hideaki ever really had like a worldview, because of course like he's got like his village experience and he's very well read, and then like I feel like everything exploded when Kirchkin shot him, like because like. For the folks that don't remember, like that's the beginning of that encounter. Is like boom, you know, crossbow bolt in the shoulder.
And you're like half health immediately.
And right. This person, why is this person trying to hurt me? Oh no, they're not trying to hurt me. They want to kill me, and I, you know, don't really want that to happen. And so that's the beginning of that.
I just had a thought. Can I ask a quick question based on that?
Yeah,
because
please.
I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
We've talked about Hideaki's relationship with Stone Ghost as well. Is that the thread that started the it has to be personal type of thing? Like, oh, you shot me, you want to kill me. This has like the rationale of Hideaki thinking like this is personal, this is something for me.
It was like a filling in the blank of the question. Like, why are you stealing our stuff? Like, it's not because Sogos was just like, yeah, I don't even care about you guys. And his response was like, but you stole our shit. Like, and you are clearly coming after us again and again and again. Now, meta-wise, of course, like we're the party in the book. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a little bit.
And there was other things there as well. He was stealing, multiple people, for sure.
Right, for multiple people, right? But I think like as it's continued to be like, okay, like, wow, this world is so much more dangerous than I ever anticipated, and like, which kind of goes back to like him, you know, when he was initially like challenging pretty much everything, which is something I would love to talk about in a bit, but specifically that. But I think it starts with like, I would like to not hurt people, but I'm not gonna let people hurt me, and I choose me. And like, now of course that is an incredibly like oversimplification of morality.
Yeah, no, but I was just curious if it had to do with the Kirchkin shot first.
No, yeah, that's so funny. I think it by accident. There's that sort of like through line. The situation with Stone Ghost was more like you are the target, like you are the person, the thing for me to finally like. You're the one I've been searching for. Like, not even just like to the mastermind behind like the attacks of the school. It's just like, I've been searching for something to focus on, and it's you. And now you're not even like really what I was hoping you are.
We will get to that later.
So to bring it back to the morality question, right? I was going to leave it there and then come back. I promise. And I think. For him, this goes back to the gremlin conversation and like, do we kill them? Do we not kill them? And even like when we made them run away, like if we had killed them, even though I still think he doesn't regret like not killing them, but like if like would we have been in an easier situation later? Like, so it's sort of like that strategic piece that like removing pieces off the board, because he does like. Especially in battle, like he will zone in to like, this is a game only to like simplify the morality situation and sort of like turn his feelings off for a second. And that was really complicated. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
So Airfae is a very unique situation because she came into this with 6 months of knowledge. Like, total.
That's true.
So
less than even Arc.
Less than Arc. So, but she came in being a moral leader of her area. So she came in thinking she was right. And then she met Arc. And Arc has thrown her in the most beautiful way, because Ark is a person who thinks almost exactly opposite of her. She processes things emotionally, and Ark does not. And so she has honestly learned a lot from Ark as to, you're not always right. Fucking figure it out. Like, which has been an amazing, amazing thing. But she's very much a people pleaser, and she tries to work with morality based on the person that she's interfacing with. So she doesn't see Tal is wrong, or Hideaki is wrong, or Ark is wrong. It is, this is how you process. And honestly, Ark has really taught her to think about it that way, because she hit Ark hard on the first one, and he was just like, no. And she was not ready for that. But the only time I will say she has ever been angry about anybody's morality is Tal. Because we were in the tunnel going to Stone Ghost, and she's like, you're killing people, you're doing this, and Arafay wanted to say, I didn't do fucking anything, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah.
So that was the one time that Arafay got close to being like, I am going to punch you.
You a coward.
Yeah. You won't.
You won't.
She won't. But it's one of those, like, she knows where Tal's coming from. It was just that moment of, do not put other people's choices on me.
Which,
she would have stood with those two. She thought those two were right. But
two things. One, Tal, please continue pushing Arafay's buttons. I need to see this. And then two.
Spoiler, season 2, there's gonna be a lot of button pushing for this cat folk right here.
Let's go.
But two, I love that because it was because to what you said, Star, about like being a strong moral touch point for the group, even or however, from when you came in that situation. It's no longer about everybody else. It's actually kind of, that's the first time that I've seen your thought process go towards a little bit more selfishness, go towards a little bit more like, no, this is about me, which is juicy and delicious, and I love it. All right, I'm going to go to one more question from Angel of Iris. Really great question for anyone/everyone, which is, leveling up is a thing here in Pathfinder 2e. So, as there's so many spells and neat feats to choose from, what are some of the feats or spells you have passed over and are like, oh man, that would have been cool?
That entails me remembering things I looked at.
Everybody scrambles to open it.
Yeah, everyone's like, what?
Where's that path?
I'll answer while y'all are looking if you want.
Sure.
Very specifically, I thought that I think it's called Twisting Staff. There's one of the Magus hybrid studies that goes with staff play, which Ark obviously does with staffs. But I really wanted him to be like knowledgeable and have the book as a shield and stuff. So I skipped over that. And then as more of I don't know if anyone's noticed it yet, but as more of a blanket thing, Ark only has evocation spells.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think I think you as Ark mentioned that either to Iska or in some...
Oh, in an email, it was a preference, because Iska, I think, asked, like, what kind of spells are you... Did I say email?
Yeah, you did. I was like...
You said email.
Well,
I know that Ark is an
exploded.
Android, but like...
It's possible.
It's,
if anybody's got a fax, it's fucking Ark too.
I actually have a really good... Hear me out. It's elephant bird mail.
Oh, okay.
Would that be
y'all had fucking elephant birds? You know this. It's true.
That's true.
Y'all wrote elephant
we
birds.
in the mail.
I'm gonna drop out of school now. Bye.
Hit me up at arcii at Magaambya.com.
Oh God.
Not a real
email address. But yeah, that's
I like that.
Little
Thank
teaser
you.
that may change very soon, but that is how it is soon, or as of now.
Thanks.
One for me that I really struggle with not taking is Extend Boost, which is a level 1 feat, which, because for the uninitiated, Boosted Line only lasts like a round, and this allows it to last longer. which has definitely been like in the Rolodex of like choices in battle, which is like 4,000 of them, would certainly have made life a little easier. But no regrets.
Yeah, I feel like that is almost synonymous with, so bards have like extend performance. That way they can start their performance like whatever they do, I forget what it's called in Pathfinder, and then they can end it, and then it still lasts another turn, so they don't have to sustain it for that extra turn.
Right.
And I feel like it's if you're gonna fight with your Eidolon, it's an almost like must-have, or it's gonna feel like a must-have at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And again, not everybody has to answer all these. If you don't have one, that's totally cool.
I don't have anything specific, but I do have something general. And it comes to spells. I'm a very, very big supporter personally for my characters of, if they're magic users, only picking spells that they would literally take, even if they are not optimal.
Yes, that is
giant damage spells are like, that would be so rad to just like absolutely annihilate, have the chance to annihilate an entire battlefield. But I'm like, but Tau wouldn't pick that spell. Tau would pick like Bullhorn or summon instrument or like Grim Tendrils and stuff like that. So it's just, or think like thematic things like Loose Times Era was literally like, that's like a fate. It's messing with the flow of time and fate.
Yeah.
So like,
it's perfect.
That's what I always try to do with spells, which has led to passing up some pretty damn cool spells.
Yeah. Can I piggyback off that one real quick? Just to jump in real quick again. When I started Art, like I like to go by that thing, and when I started Art, his whole thing was lightning. And so like he doesn't have, I think the most he has is like telekinetic projectile, so like he won't have fireball, he doesn't have produce flame, like he doesn't like create fire, so like all his stuff is like sparks and lightning and stuff.
I really like that.
I think my struggle has been, I am a min-maxer, for lack of a better term. So the fact that I am playing a support took me a really long time to be like, I'm not the one that's gonna be doing huge amounts of damage. My job is to do a very specific thing. And so it was, I know I was talking with Syrup about how I took harm because I wanted something that dealt damage, and how much of a letdown of a spell that was, because in my D&D brain it did something different. But
Shield is that for me specifically.
But I think for me, for like in that kind of same vein, passing up on feats that gave me more spells or things of that nature in lieu of taking things that are like ward medic and battle medicine and things like that, like the things that make sense for the character. Those are kind of hard sometimes. Or the fact that I chose a bow for a character that can't use a bow.
That's okay.
We were learning, friends.
Yeah.
Well, but you flawlessly threw that in there, though, right? Because that's actually it's not part of the question, but it's a really cool insight to your character. The original thing was that you picked a bow, and it was, it's in your character art for season 1, and it was something that after all of that you realized was, oh, my character can actually use a bow like this. But you didn't just say, oh, oops. You pivoted and you threw it into the story reason as to why that happens. Do you want to talk a little bit about that decision and what it was and how you did that?
Oh, well, the bow belonged to her mother.
Yeah.
So it's just that moment of she wanted to carry this thing for something that she didn't know. Like, she had no idea anything about her mother. She just knew it was hers. And so she carried
Is that something you knew going into the story, or did you pivot to that after you realized?
I pivoted to that afterwards.
Yes!
Because my thought was,
Amazing.
she's a distance thing. She's the damage sponge from the X outside, so I gotta stay back. So I'm gonna go for a ranged weapon. Apparently the Oracle I chose doesn't use them. So
I think that's an amazing pivot. I love that insight.
I'm just like, screw it. It was her mom's.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. It was her mom's. That's great.
Make it work.
I love
Tim
it.
gun this shit. Let's make it work.
Okay. So another question from Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
I like this one because it's It's delicious. We talked about, and if at any point, by the way, because I am reading a lot of questions and I am doing that, if you just tell me like we already answered that, that's okay. Just please let me know.
We already answered.
Damn it, you beat me. I was gonna do that too.
What has been the most challenging thing about, like, I'm gonna reword it just a little bit, but I'm gonna basically specifically ask for the most challenging thing. I can read, y'all. What has been the most challenging thing about the decision your characters made about this last season? So, give me the most challenging decision you've made in character this past season.
Oh.
Ark hasn't had any.
Ark is confidence incarnate.
That's my answer. Easy. Go.
Well, because like I
It's
feel
valid.
like it's because if Ark's gonna do something, Ark has already like decided to do that thing.
Yep.
So there's not really
Right.
a challenge to it.
Ark has already decided to do the best thing, so it's not a challenging decision.
Yeah, and to the conversation we had earlier, I do think that I'm curious to see if that ever changes. If that ever is like, I think the first time Ark does something suboptimal.
Oh.
Suboptimal. I think that would be.
I'm going to fucking explode when and if that happens. I will combust. I will turn into dew.
We
so
will
excited.
hope you're not in a hotel room so you can do all the screaming you can.
Yeah. And then it happens preferably around 9:30 p.m. So I can
Yeah,
sleep
right,
and my housemates won't be
specifically.
sad.
As you do. I think blowing up Mariama's spot at the tournament. 100%.
That's a good one.
Without a doubt.
That is a
Because especially since I like, you make a decision and you're just like, oh, let's see what explosions happen. Oh my god, there's so many explosions! Stop! No. Oh, self-inflicted! Oh shit! Okay.
What does this button do? Oh shit!
Yeah, right. And the ramifications have been mega, in a beautiful way. So yeah, that's what comes to mind immediately.
Hell yeah. Anything else from anybody?
That was the question. Hardest decision, or sorry, I blanked on what it was.
You can tell me if you have a better answer for one or the other. You could be most challenging decision, or heck, I'll throw in the most regretted decision. Yeah, I don't. Either one.
Regret.
Ark has no regrets.
Tearing at my own soul.
Okay, Ark. If Ark has regrets, we can do that separately. So let's go with challenges.
No, I said Ark has no regrets or challenges.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Ark is perfect.
Ark is perfect in every way. Yes,
Ark did
in every
the
way.
nearest perfect season 1 you can have in terms of like dice rolls. And
I mean, 10 out of 10.
It's very true.
I guess.
Waffles is cut off from Roll20. I just want that to be known.
Great. Get your path builder all taken care of. Get in there.
A quick addendum, and it's a spicy one. I think I don't think that he would have regretted tearing at his own soul because he learned something from it if it didn't hurt Tal.
Haha.
I think he would have been like, all right.
Casual.
Get regretted.
I'll be here to fill you with regrets then.
Great. Never
Listen,
have
you
a
already
scene
let
with
me die
Maria
once.
all season. Jesus! Oh! So
Take
fuck!
that. I think you left a knife right there in his chest.
Oh, I gotta go. Fuck me. Wow.
But coming from Ark's brain,
But
did we? Because you're still here.
That's
true. That's true.
Oh,
And you lied about the dream. We have to talk about that.
Yeah.
But
I
first,
did. You actually
I
Both
want
went to
to
sleep.
know what's.
I
I
can't
just took a
wait
big nap.
for the
I need
astral
to
plane
know
reveal.
Star's answer though.
I have to admit,
To
I
this
had
question.
it, and it just kind of went.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, there is
Challenging
one.
decision.
She is
Or regret.
currently going through the challenging decision, so I don't know how to really.
Fair enough.
Can I?
Yeah.
What about digging up the body?
Yes, Yafira.
Absolutely no regrets going for the body.
Yes.
Fuck
Hell
yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
Fuck
hell
yeah, I'm so proud.
Can I?
No
Oh.
regrets at all
Can
whatsoever.
I ask about one? What about listening to Ark and not healing him that one time?
Was a
Great
good
follow-up.
one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's.
challenging. I think
yeah.
that's
I mean, anytime what Arafe wants to do and what someone else wants her to do is hard for her. And she usually defaults to what that person wants, which was a bad decision on that part. But I think for her, and there was another one, I just totally lost it, but trying to decide if she's going back to the village or not.
Ooh, that's
Like,
she's
currently working through that, and it's extremely... She hasn't made one yet.
Yeah, it's fair.
Hideaki will have thoughts. Someone that recently went through that conundrum.
I have two answers. One might be obvious, and one might not be. The one that may be obvious, one of the hardest challenging things that decisions, who the hell to tie my soul to? That was cool.
Yeah, that little thing. That little thing tying your shoelace thing. Yeah.
Is it a regret? Well, who's to say? Maybe.
Hard to know, honestly. That's very true.
It keeps flip-flopping in Tal's head of like, was this a good choice? Was it like, if I picked someone else, would it have been better? Did I have to pick anybody? Because we don't know what's gonna actually happen.
You should unwind more of that thread.
Listen, I only have
it's almost gone.
4 inches left.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now I'm scared. Now I'm nervous. and scared.
It's fine. Everything's great.
The other decision that they made was, where was it? A regret is casting fear on Habram. Way at the beginning. Huge,
you didn't say
huge
that, I was
regret.
going to ask about it.
Oh yeah, humongous regret about that. Because it was basically their first impression with this person, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make the worst choice possible in the name of fun. I'm gonna fuck things up."
He said, "Go all out."
Yeah,
I need this to I view that very particular moment in a very particular way, and I want to express it because it's a good opportunity to, and I'm curious how if you feel it equivalent to this or not. But it's kind of like this whole time where Tal came from with the circus and everything, there was an element of shame coming from your uncle, which we've seen a little bit about, but very specifically, also not really a space to practice your magic that you acquired. So
there wasn't any need to because I was too busy with the circus.
Right. Sure. And there's this sort of like naivety that came with Tal when they first came in. So the way I view it, right, is this like little individual, like young child coming into like, oh, look, a place for me a magic school. I can do magic. Cool. I'll do magic.
I'll do magic.
Oh, fuck. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Bad magic?
Yeah. And like that realization of like, oh, everything's great here. I can do magic here. This is what you're supposed to do. It's a magic school. And then that immediate like, oh, I get to let go, being just right back into you must have been very whiplashy and very difficult.
Oh yeah, that's Tal's experience in a nutshell. Assuming something is going to be some way, turns out it's not that at all, and in fact, it's really bad for me specifically.
Yes, amazing. Okay, I'm going to take this moment here between questions. Oh, yes.
I did think of the other one.
Yes, please.
It's not necessarily a decision, but a lack of a decision that caused consequence. That we didn't go to breakfast with Orc.
Yeah,
because that was the one
time
that Orc seemed actually disappointed in us. That seemed to be the one time that we did something that kind of really not really negatively, but negatively affected Arc. And it didn't even cross their minds. And that, like, even Star regrets this one deeply.
I put my +1 on that. Absolutely.
I was kind of busy, so.
That's one of those, like what I was explaining earlier. Like, I never expected that to happen, but I was just Arc, and I was like, well, he would have went to breakfast. Nobody else is coming, so.
And it was an amazing
so
moment.
good.
It was awesome.
It was such that little stuff like that is so that's where I
Spectacular.
find the most like character insight is that little that stuff that seems small, but like for me, humongous,
Huge
Yep, me
impact.
too.
Huge. Absolutely.
Huge.
Huge. I love that. Okay, so now I will take this moment between questions. Quick reminder to everybody, welcome everybody who's joined us so far. We are taking questions all about not just season 1 of Outcast and Outclassed, any questions you want about everything that happened in season 1, but additionally, any questions you might have on book 1 of Strength of Thousands, Kindled Magic. But I mentioned this on Twitter, and I did not mention it yet. So if you made it this far into the video, welcome. Because this is important. I should have done this at the top. That's okay. We'll mark it in some way in the VOD. Sorry. Here's a fun thing. Here tonight, we're going to start the beginning of quite a few opportunities to win some prizes, some giveaways, leading up to season 2. But we're not in the vein of questions and answers. We're not going to make this one easy. No, it's actually gonna be quite fun. What we are doing is a season 1 trivia question.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
God.
Yes, so I promise
your
you
mother's
this will go up in the Discord. This will go out in some way, shape, or form so that you can get it. Maybe we'll post it down below. I'll figure out a way to make sure that you see it. But here is the thing. So we're going to do...
It's a 30-second pop quiz that I came up with, so get ready. No, I'm just
Yes, all
Not
of this
30.
is a huge thing. It's a huge thank you to
will be a
Waffles for
test.
putting this together. We have some really nice season 1 trivia questions. We'll probably mention some of these throughout today in this conversation. So you can, you know, I'll read them out to you quickly. There are 10 questions and a bonus question. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to answer them, and we're going to tell you how to submit your answers. I actually didn't think about this.
I'm like raising my hand. I'm like, you're not going to answer them right now in Twitch chat, and none of the players will say the answers.
Correct.
Please don't.
Correct.
Yes, no, for sure. What I want to read these questions out, and then the way it's going to work is that the problem is I don't know how we're submitting these questions, the answers in to us.
Or do it contact@wafflesmaplesyrup.com, right?
We can do that, or I can make a
I
form.
think that's the best way because we have so many different places.
Okay.
It's going
Makes
up on
sense.
YouTube and Twitter probably and everything. So
Put it in the
so-
emails.
So you're going to send us your answers via email. There we go. And then the individual that has the most answers correct will win the prize. At the top, we'll announce it at the premiere of season 2. So I'm going to give you the questions in 2 weeks. So I'm going to give you the questions right now. We'll post them as well. And then you're going to keep track of them. Get your answers into our email. Again, contact@wafflesmaplesyrup.com. And you're going to shoot us the answers. And you're going to win one of many different prizes we have going on into season 2. We have dice. We have some more dice. We are probably going to have some merch. And we're going to have some other good, fun stuff. So lots of good things. Some of which I don't even know yet. There's just so much. So... the questions are, I'll rattle them off quick, but I promise you they will also be posted in our Discord and wherever else we will get them out to you. Season 1 trivia questions. Do not answer them right now in chat. Don't forget. Okay.
I will ban you for 99,000 seconds.
That's
Can confirm it's possible.
Okay. Here we go. Question number 1. What is Arafe's shadow's name? Question number 2. What was the first spell slot, level 1 spell, cast in the game? Question 3. What episode was Tal's death? 4. That's not the answer. Question 4.
Episode 4.
One of the Mitflits. Nope, that's not it. One of the
Pugwampies.
They're not Mitflits, they're Pugwampies. One of the Pugwampies had a name and accent that were the same. What was it? Question 5.
boy.
What is the name of Arc 2's maker? Question 6. What is the name of Hideaki's best friend that he writes a letter to back home? Question 7. What is the name of the group given by Hideaki? Question 8. What is the name the group gave to the tree stump library after clearing it out? Question 9. What was the name of the custom spell Arafe made to deal with loud noises? Question 10. What catchphrase has ended up on a t-shirt because it has been said so much?
45,000 times. That's a good
Those
group of
are
questions.
our
This is so
season
good.
one.
These are so good.
They're very good. Waffles
It's a
gets all
very
of the
good
credit.
trivia.
Well played.
Now,
So good.
here's the bonus question. The bonus question will be used as a tiebreaker. So if there's multiple people that get all 10 answers correct, this is going to be the tiebreaker. It is one of those questions that the most you get will get you to the best you got. You know what I mean? So it's fine. Just it made sense to me. Bonus question. List out each PC and familiars / eidolons, if necessary, with proper spelling, capitalization, and each of their season 1 quotes that represent their characters.
Oh,
The
wow.
familiars and the eidolons do not have quotes.
And also
Remember last
punctuation, because
names.
some of us have punctuation in our name.
So
And
get
last
that
name
spelling.
And last
I
name.
feel like Overdose does have some quotes. I'm just saying.
People
No,
are here.
not
People
the-
who are
not
here
that.
for this, you should be cheating right now.
That's the hint.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, no. Technically, anybody who listens to this can go into the WafflesMapleSyrup Twitch and help yourselves.
Open
Alright.
book.
Open book.
Open.
All right.
Open
So-
video.
Opening, but
Open.
Now, as Syrup can tell you, I can't spell all of them correctly, and I'm on the show, so
I can.
I lied.
I
I
made
can't
these
spell
questions
over
knowing
nose.
I knew all the answers to them, except I called somebody a mid-flip.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That happened. That's actually
I
that would have been a
know
very
all of them.
complicated bonus question because that actually happened in the Roll20. The tokens for the Pugwampis were actually the pictures of Mitflits, which is
I
where that
remember.
whole confusion
Maybe that's
came
why
from.
I said it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
very
remember.
valid. But it is a Pugwampi. Okay.
That's so fun.
Hopefully you got
this
that.
Is so fun. This is so
Yes,
great.
I was very fun.
That's
So
good. Good luck,
remember,
everyone.
get those answers in.
luck.
Contact
You
at
have 2 weeks.
wafflesmaplesyrup.com. Good luck. You do have 2 weeks.
If you
all right.
didn't get it, they will be in the Discord, and they will be in the description of the YouTube VOD when it comes up.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you, Waffles.
'Cause I know some
I'm
people
posting them.
have like audio processing issues and need to actually read the question. So
Yeah,
Will
that's
be
me.
provided.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. I needed to get that done out of our lists, and we have more questions. Okay. Let's start with Waffles' question, which is, what was the hardest combat for your character?
Oh man.
And why?
exactly which
I'll
one
just
it
get
was.
my answer out of the way quick because it's a pretty easy one, I think. The Stone Ghost fight, and because Ark didn't kill him.
as a
I love
well,
that.
as a
And
as
who
a as a
did?
player or as a character?
I wonder who did that. Who did that?
As a character.
Oh, okay, as a character. Emotionally, what's this? The mushroom dude.
Umbo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Umbo.
Umbo, yeah, that. Strategically and like, can we not die, please, Kurshkin? No doubt. That unlike Ara was a fucking problem.
Nice, nice.
I love that.
On top of the fact that like that being like like 1 and 2, like no bueno.
Amazing.
I have 2 answers, but covering 3 fights. So, first fight, Umbo fight, literally first fight. First
Yep.
time Tal had ever fought, period, ever. Didn't end well.
We fought paper
As we-
frogs.
Well, that wasn't a
Well,
fight.
Overnose
I don't think
didn't.
Tal. I actually don't think Tal did anything in
Yeah.
that fight. I don't recall, but I don't think Tal
Overnose
did
ate
much of
one.
anything.
Yeah, I think it was Overnose and Ark, and it was over.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other 2 are for very similar reasons. The Kurshkin fight and the centipede fight in the kitchen.
Oh my god.
Because
yeah,
those
pretty
are the 2 times that Tal almost saw their friends die. And also, like with Kershkin, was the first time that they were party to killing something that felt like a it was a thing that talked to us and like had emotions and first time they killed like a humanoid-ish thing. Didn't feel good about it.
Valid.
So as much as Arafe feels like she is, the weakest link of the group, she's never gone under 50% of her HP.
That's incredible. Incredible. Genuinely incredible.
Say that the next fight we're gonna have, you and Ark are going down.
I've just put the target
going to
on
happen.
myself. I do realize
There you go. There you go. Got him.
And most of the damage that she takes isn't from getting hit; it's from taking it for other people.
Yeah.
But that's her job. So, but the hardest fight was the Umbo fight because she failed everything. None of her hits hit. She couldn't stabilize. She failed stabilizing Tal, and Ark had to do it.
Oh, God,
that was the hardest thing.
That
still
gave me
haunts her.
so much anxiety because I forgot that we had talked in break of like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. You're just gonna stabilize, and then I was the one who remembered. Wait, don't you have to roll?
Yep.
Don't you have to roll dice?
Don't you have
God,
to do
that
stuff?
sucked.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was the most frustrated as a player I have ever been in my life.
I think that there was definitely a layer to that combat that was especially pointed but also delicious and also like really good with the fact that so many of you were new Pathfinder players.
Yeah.
I think there was that element that definitely had to have played into it, but you did it so well and pulled it in character and like that's why, especially for like being brand new to Pathfinder, like yeah, you might be doing something suboptimally, or you may have had a different thought in your mind of how something worked.
Sure.
But using that as your character's inexperience, using that as your that type of thing, and rolling into it and making it a character decision, making it a character choice, it made it so good. I loved it so very much.
Yeah, but I mean, like she was using her bow, missed every shot. She
I remember that.
Spells, she missed. She tried to stabilize. It failed. Like it was a rough fight for her.
Yeah,
and she got diseased. So there you go.
And then the funny part is, if I remember correctly, you finished it after everything. And
with the bow.
With the bow.
Yeah,
because Art got in your face because it was supposed to be Hideaki's skill.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
And then I
that.
couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Wait,
And I couldn't find the corpse.
does Arafe have the highest body count so far?
It's
Not
probably,
including, like,
It's
if
probably
we
her
don't
art.
include bugs.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
one
it's
or
definitely
Art.
not me. Because I only have like two.
You're not counting bugs?
I'm talking.
Well,
Art
okay, I don't really
destroyed
count
some
bugs,
gremlins
so, like-
in the little cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the bugs that were in the like the
Yeah.
True Stump library.
I think it's definitely Airfare Arc though up there
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it's Arc because Airface has been stepping back a lot more to be the support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I suppose
I think
did
it's Art by one, and I think it's because I got Kershkin and his friend, if I remember correctly. I know I got Kershkin.
the other one-
the friend
the
ran
other
off.
Oh,
ran
the other
away.
one ran off.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, she got Stone Ghost and the Big Bug during the fight, and Umbo.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am also going to answer this question from a GM perspective because I think I can.
Please.
yes, you can.
Yeah, we love your insight there.
The hardest combat for me actually was in the caves, but it was the one that was combined with a trap. So I'm already forgetting their name.
The bug flying one.
The
You
one that was
forget
on the
because
giant
I stabbed
Yeah.
their name off. So that's
But
why
we
you
got
forgot.
we took the traps out of the equation now.
Yeah.
Urbel. Yes,
Urbel.
correct.
Thank
But
God.
the reason it was different was actually from the GM prep side, because of so there was a lot of decision making that had to happen behind the scenes there because of the pacing of everything. Umbo is technically, insight into the caverns. Obviously, everything is moving all of the time, and can be encountered anywhere. But one of the places is usually not in the direction that y'all went in. But mini bosses are pretty vicious in Pathfinder Adventure Paths, and I definitely wanted them in there. But then I was like, okay, so what I want to do is I want to bring them to you where you all are headed to, which overlaps with the trap. Now, I have no clue how y'all are handling the trap from a GM prep moment. It's like there's the trap and there's Urbel and the big B, so good luck. There's a chance that trap was firing off every round while you're fighting Urbel if you hadn't done
TPK,
that.
right, for sure. Like,
So I had to prep it very carefully of like, there's so many potentials. How do I do that? So that was definitely incredibly challenging for me. And I like how it worked out in the end. And I love that Ark ended up surfing on there. Right.
Oh God, it's so funny.
I do want to take a second
yeah.
though and point out how fucking good you are at running these combat encounters where there's so much going on.
There's so many.
There's grease, and there's 6 things, and there's one over here, and there's one trapped, and there's one that's keeping him flat-footed. Like, you keep track of that stuff so goddamn well.
You do.
Thank you. I feel like I don't, so I really appreciate that. I'm always like, oh, right, this thing.
Just don't tell us.
Just
never tell us.
Sweep it
That's
under the rug.
secret.
Can I hindsight that combat?
Real quick, I wanted to add that the interesting thing about that is actually it's one of the things that I appreciate about Pathfinder combat, though, is the fact that, like, well, and not just about Pathfinder combat, is like I wanted to keep it interesting. I want it to not just be hack and slash. I want there to be environmental pieces or otherwise that are affecting and making you think about stuff, whether it's and you all lean into it, which makes it really easy, like knocking over bookshelves and things like that makes it far more interesting. But yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Waffles.
I was just gonna say hindsight, like knowing that the trap could have went off during the combat, like it would have been so cool if we lured him out and then like bolted him down and made him not move and just left him there in the trap.
Oh my god, yes.
Jeez, imagine.
It would have been vicious, but yes.
I mean, we wouldn't have had to fight.
And then another morality conversation happens. Because now we're torturing someone.
We killed him anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
No. The
That's
fly.
true. The fly. Which
that's true.
That was one of the funniest fucking things all season. Top five funniest moment of the season for sure.
That
it was like,
moment
wait,
when you kill
what?
your own NPC.
Right. When you kill your own
I
boss.
do appreciate those little things. I definitely think there's a lot of that in these Paizo APs of like little tidbits, and if they. Not in other ones, they're definitely in the Strength of Thousands adventure path where they have little comments of flavor here and there. But I definitely try to lean into those. So I definitely encourage anybody else doing that to do it as well. Or you read one line of flavor text somewhere and you're like, oh, that's nice. Take it and run with it and make it more important than it might be looking because it does make things just not boring a little bit is what I found. Because there was a thing about the underlying aspect of the dungeons, and I think that did come across eventually, is that all of those gremlins and the Pugwampis and all of the individuals, including Stone Ghost, were working those poor animals in conditions that they're not supposed to be in. And so they were unhappy. And
good life lesson.
So yeah, they would rebel. They would be like, no, fuck this. I don't have to listen to you.
Get 'em.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm not going to tell that story without letting a little bit of them get revenge.
I hope that bug is okay somewhere.
Yeah. And you did, and I like that. You all like let them out and everything. So that was definitely a lot of fun.
You killed them both. Be cool.
Okay. More questions. Let's do this. Ooh, I want a quick little rapid fire here. You ready for some rapid fire?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do this in a very particular order in advance, so that we not like, oh, who's asking? Okay. So it's gonna go like this. It's gonna go Waffles.
Okay.
Star. Duval. Maria. Cool.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
So I'm first. Period.
You're first.
That's
You're
all
first.
I gotta remember. Okay.
Yep. I'm 3.
Favorite NPC.
Oh shit.
Can I ask a clarifying question first? For everyone. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm autistic, and you want me just to answer a question?
Bring it on.
Get her, Waffles, get her.
Ark's favorite NPC, or
That's a very
great
clarifying
question. Great follow-up question.
Ooh.
Great. follow-up.
No, let's do you the player.
Noxola, that's the cult leader.
That's
That's
Miriam.
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 Noxolo.
I mess all their
one
names
that
up.
talks to
No, that's
dead
okay.
things.
Miriama.
Mariama.
Anchor
Noxolo
Roy.
has Snabble.
Anchor
Snaggle.
roots.
Yeah.
BB.
I have to pick over Noza. Like no, like how could I not?
That's true.
Not an NPC though. Is it?
PC adjacent.
Okay. All right, fine.
PC adjacent.
PC adjacent. All right, fair enough. In that case, Okoro for sure.
Okoro.
I love
Okay.
Okoro's energy.
Very nice. Rhea.
I know
fire.
it's supposed to be rapid
Don't
fire,
look
but
at
then like 6 people tried to just jump into my head at the same time.
Totally fair.
To me, it's a tie between 2. One, if it counts, is Tao's patron.
That's
But
totally
that
counts.
could be like an enemy.
No, it's fair. If
it's,
Overnosa doesn't count, then that's
if Overnosa
PC
doesn't count, that doesn't count. So
Sure,
it's
sure,
gonna be
sure.
Shizire.
Excellent.
Chisari is amazing. Chisari is a great answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Round 2 of rapid fire.
Okay.
Waffles, ready? You, the player's most disliked NPC.
Oh, I have.
Let's go. Come on, rapid fire.
Probably Infar.
Ooh, very
Great answer.
good.
Which is great because mine is Iska.
Amazing.
I love
We're
that.
definitely-
Hey, it's
Great.
great. What are you
Amazing.
talking about?
Ulawa.
Yeah. That is my answer. Fuck you, Teacher Ulawa.
Excellent. Maria.
God, the names get all smushed together. I think it's also Teacher Ulawa.
The bug person?
The insect teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one who was like, well, my
A
team of
total
students is the
Yes,
best.
teacher.
Oh,
Excuse me, it's pronounced Uwula.
Ooh, ooh.
I feel my anger already. I hate them so much with all of fury.
I just want to point out, I was really thrown when she was like, my team. I'm like, you fucking like me.
Yeah, right.
Do you
right.
remember this?
I'm
what the
one of
hell?
your favorites, bitch.
He's like, I guess.
And then you
whatever.
ignore me after we help your ass out. Go
It's-
fuck yourself.
It's probably Hideaki's
Yeah,
fault,
right.
so like he
That
cancels
is
it out.
true.
'Cause
Yeah, you did yell at them, Dave.
more than once,
Two.
and will continue to.
You just have a list.
I wonder
do.
why that you're already on her bad list. I mean,
What? Should have gotten in the way.
amazing.
That's what Hideaki's gonna say when like accidentally kills a teacher. Shouldn't have gotten in the way.
Shouldn't have gotten in the way.
In the way.
Why were you standing
my
there?
knife in your back.
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
don't know what you're doing here.
Who's Karita again?
It's
Karina Ulawa, that's her first
Oh,
name.
Karita.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, teacher.
Teacher Ulawa, because it's her last name. Her
Yeah,
first name's
yeah,
That
Karina.
makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
It's Takulu Ott as well, if you're curious what Ott's first name is.
Yes.
Right, and just for my own sanity, how do you spell Ott?
OTT.
OTT.
No, wait, tell it. No,
Oh, shit.
no.
Oh, well.
Hold on.
No,
First
I
of
will
all,
not. I will- no, that's how it is now.
what did you all say actually? I don't think you got it right.
OTT.
I asked, is it
OTT?
OTT?
Okay, so first of all, I just derive so much joy from Star's misspelling of literally every name in the book. I refuse to correct it.
Everyone's
But I will
knowledge,
give
I was
you-
spelling Ott, Aught.
See, I was
What?
spelling it. I initially though, I was spelling it with an O, like OUGHT, like the
Didn't
word.
know who you were talking about at first. Who ought to?
Oh, teacher ought. It's like
I will tell you this: Teacher ought is spelled OT.
That's right. I think
Totally all wrong.
when I said two T's, I was like, wait, I think I added an extra T by accident.
I was reading
I was
chat. I
too
didn't hear
confident.
what you said.
Great. No one tell. No one
She-
tell her.
she-
No one
hold
tell
on, I
her.
got it. She said it was spelled OUGHT.
See, I
You-
was
you oughta
spelling it
know.
right the entire time. You oughta know.
You oughta know.
I don't know.
Amazing.
That's
Anyway.
great.
Wonderful.
That was amazing.
OT. Okay. T. Just 0 T.
Why are we whispering now? What?
I don't know.
OT is the OG.
See, the problem that I have is I spell it right, and then I ask someone how it's spelt, and they tell me that, and for some reason my brain went, "You spelled it wrong," and now I've got my point of
different.
which one was the correct way. So that's into my.
I'm just now
brain.
going to tell you every time we talk about it, I'm going to tell you it's spelled a different way now.
Please do.
Yes,
That'd be
great.
Not offended. I'm a scientist, not an English major. Ask me how to spell phosphatidylserine. I can tell you that one.
Give it to me.
Please
Prove
don't
Go.
do my phosphates.
I was like, I'm calling that out immediately.
I can, but
Anyway.
Odd pronounced oft.
I love the rapid fire questions. So here's what I want to do.
Let's go.
There is a question from Brandon, who we love Brandon and
Skip it. Who's that?
Ashley in this house.
You know what?
Mind.
Because he keeps giving hero points, we should absolutely skip the question.
Okay, we're definitely gonna get his question then. But this is a very interesting question. I'm gonna read it as is first, but then I'm going to explain how I want this answered. So it's a wonderful question. Is what character from media inspired your PCs? Which we love that question because it's actually part of our character prompts that we
Pull
do
mine up real
for
quick.
when we make. Yes. So what I want with that one rather is because I know we have reworking some of these and some of you have changed them, some of you haven't for season 2. I don't want to know about season 2. We're gonna let that happen naturally. I want to know originally, when you made these PCs, what were 1 or 2 characters from media that inspired your PCs? Well, let's go in the same order.
Wait,
Aha, I saw you still pulling things up. Let's go.
wait, hold on.
That's not.
Wait.
Okay, I'm ready.
There it
Wait.
is.
Go.
Should we give like Y as well?
If you want, if you think, yeah. I mean,
Okay, I have Arc as a mixture of Neji and Gaara from Naruto, and then Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Neji and Gaara
That's
represent
amazing.
represent the personality and perfectionism, and then Stitch represents like the journey of human emotion.
that's
I love
so good.
That's so cool.
so good. Star.
So originally I put one in here and I'm like, I don't know why I thought that one fit anymore, but that's what I put. So I have 3 of them. I have Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins,
That's a go.
meets Jester from Critical Role, meets the social personality of Marjorie Tyrell from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that fits. I totally see that.
I
Yeah.
like that.
And
And
I guess
that's
Jester was more of like the innocence side of things and
potentially
the protection
And
side
that's
of things.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of these, it's like there's definitely a certain facet of it potentially that you're looking at. And also a reminder that these have changed as you've explored your PCs through season
was
one.
what,
Very much.
This
4
was-
months
this
before we
was-
even started.
This was like, what was it? I just looked through. I think it was like September of 2021.
Wow. Yes, they have
were these
journeyed.
prompts.
Duval.
Boruto from Boruto. Oh, I said Boruto. Boruto from Boruto.
Not to be Baru 1.
Not I like you pretty good. And sort of the chaos that is that character and rebelliousness, but also that like self-perceived pressure of like those who came before you, even though as we've now realized it was all self-perceived and like a bit like not really all that true, which has been really fun. Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, which is the curiosity and inquisitiveness, and now I can finally talk about it. Lee Jordan from Harry Potter, Fuck Turfs, and that's essentially like where some of his humanoid look came from, and a little sprinkling of personality.
You
as well.
wondered the way you described it.
Side note, as a side, I want to put this out into the world. Season 2 needs to have more human Hideaki.
We need more human
Yeah.
Humanoid. I need
Humanaki?
more. I need
What is that, sushi?
Humanaki. I need more shapeshifty Hideaki in season 2,
true.
please. It doesn't have to happen right away, but I need it.
Hideaki,
I
you're
have
a
an
real boy.
idea.
You're
I'm a
real boy
real
now.
boy. Yeah, especially because like something that this isn't like a season 2 prompt, so I can say it. So like if we had gone more into the city, because remember how like we were talking about like there's sort of like distrust a little bit because of like the necklaces and stuff like that. So like initially my plan was like to if there was some reason for us to go into the city and be like inconspicuous, just to like take off like his outer robes and use that. It just never came to pass that way.
Hey, I can neither confirm nor deny opportunity for that.
Perfect.
Not many
You
people
mean
have
there's gonna be
seen human
character
Yaki.
art?
It's true.
There's gonna
Just
be
Just
saying.
my best friends and those like 40 people.
And that, like part of the
Duval
city.
single-handedly can have 3 whole character arts. One for Hideaki in fox form, one for human Yaki, and another just for Overnoza as well.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Human
let's just
Yaki,
pile it
What
on.
is happening?
I love it. I want them all.
I want
So
it
speaking
all.
of, I will use that quick
Oh my
opportunity
God.
to remind that we do have season 2 character arc Kofi goal to please get that in
Yes.
because it's season 2 is coming up and it's gonna be our last chance. So if we want character art for season 2,
Come on.
go look at the Kofi. Come on, just
Do it.
all right, Maria. Yes, you're next. I was like looking at my list.
It's me. So I had 3 as well. I will preface all 3 of these. I picked all 3 of them for very similar reasons. But I have written down powerful but naive, sees the best in people until proven wrong. So we have Midoriya. That was not said correctly. Jeez. Midoriya. Jeez. From My Hero Academia, main protagonist.
That makes a lot of sense.
Shoyo Hanada from Haiku, the main protagonist. And Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls.
Big protagonist.
By the way,
Yes.
Yeah.
the love for all these characters in chat have been amazing.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Very different
Let's-
now, by the way. I will preface
Sure.
that.
Yes.
I haven't found new characters yet, but it's very different.
I agreed. I'm having similar issues being like, I don't know.
I don't think there's any
it's hard.
for me.
It's
Yeah,
difficult.
that's the thing is they're getting so complex now. At least from my perspective, at least my character has gotten so complex to the point where like I don't know if there's really like too many touchstones that I'm familiar with to like correlate them to anymore.
So what I do
I
like,
should
you know,
dive.
what Waffles did for season 1 arc as well. So you can always do that. Like if you're trying to find a representation of a facet of your character, like he took Stitch for that journey to represent a very particular aspect of it. So if you can like
brain
pick
that way though.
Well,
That's
Demi
fair.
Luna says now
I
Cal is
specifically
Deku,
don't.
Hinata, and Mabel, but with crippling anxiety.
There we go.
And you take those 3 characters and you turn them into 30-year-old people, and then there we go.
amazing.
Exactly the same.
I'm going to answer one quick question right now, and then we will jump to our quick break so everybody can stretch, refresh, some drinks, breathe a quick moment, and we'll come back. So I will remind everybody, if you haven't submitted questions, go ahead and submit questions. If you have submitted questions, continue submitting questions. I am wanting to dive a little bit more personally because I don't have much character answers I can do, but you know, throw a book question
Who's
my
the
way.
final
everyone.
boss,
I
Syrup?
appreciate it.
Yeah.
But so the last question I will super quickly answer from Harrison Cowell just popped in there, which is question: is a 3 hero points a house rule? No, it's not. 3 hero points is the max with Pathfinder2e that you are technically allowed to have. And it's a quick answer, so I just wanted to pop that in there.
Yeah.
What is a house rule is the fact that we call them chicken nuggets. We keep finding in our pockets.
Thank
That
God.
is definitely a house rule.
Can I expound
Mostly
a
Sir's
little?
pockets.
Sure.
So you get 1 hero point when you start. The general rules are you get 1 hero point when you start. You can have 3 max, and then all your hero points go away at the end of a session.
Correct, technically. That is the rules as written. The way we do it, the house rule aspect of it, because of that, I do want to say what we do.
Yeah.
They do carry over but you can't max more than 3. And we still give a hero point at the top of a session as long as it's not starting in the middle of combat. We want to make sure that if you're starting, like, let's say we pause in the middle of combat, we're picking back up, we're not suddenly shifting the balance of things. So that is that. Hopefully that is a little bit more insight into what we do. And with that,
Jordan, you can't start
are
stocking
going-
syrup up. It's
Got him.
2 weeks away.
I cannot.
Thanks, I'll just put that in my pocket
I,
real quick.
I cannot believe you've done this.
Oh, look, this chicky nugget in my pocket right here.
I ate it already.
Jeez.
And yes, we do allow chat to award Albert Nuggies. But anyways, I say chicken nuggies, Albert Nuggies, they're all the same
Albert
thing.
Nuggies.
Okay, with that, we are going to go to break. We'll be right back. Stick around, ask your questions. Thank you so
There
much.
isn't
Shout out.
artwork, Jordan.
It doesn't exist.
Bye.
Shout out to Jordan as well for all the help with the questions in chat. Thank you, Jordan. Okay, bye. We'll be right back.
Oops.
Sorry, I had to burp.
Listen. Don't bring up Janelle Monáe in here, and don't not warn me about it.
She's gorgeous.
Okay,
They
so
are very gorgeous.
we're gonna start off with the latest question. Is anyone out of Albert Nuggets? Technically,
Everyone is.
we're not in a session, so technically nobody has Albert Nuggets right now.
Yes, sir.
But that's
Yep.
true. I technically do.
Technically.
I also want to say that I do like interspersing rapid fire questions. So if you have any rapid fire questions you want to throw in there, bring it on. I see Waffles, you did. Thank you very much. Perfect. Let's start things off. Thank you, Maria, for the question prior about for me. So I'm gonna start things off, and I want to let's dive in a little bit to book stuff from both player and GM perspective. But let's first start with Maria's question. What was the experience like for you to add alter / put in new things into the Strength of Thousands pre-written campaign? Like characters from the player backstories, character deaths, side moments, etc. Scary. I've never GM'd before, and especially not a adventure path. I think for me a little bit, one of my things is that I am super focused in on continuity. I love it so much. I love impact. I love like, okay, what does this mean if the next thing happens to the next thing? And so I need that continuity in there. I've read all of book 1 when I was ready for book 1, but I don't know the ins and outs of book 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I don't know all the other things that happen. So I try to make sure that like I use the Reddit threads, the forums, the little summaries in each of the books to at least get a gist of all of that. And then when I do put it in there, fingers crossed and hope for the best. Occasionally, I will peek ahead when I'm struggling with a way to do that. Full disclosure, one of the times that I did like struggle with like, I want to tie this in some way that makes sense was with Airphase memory flashbacks, specifically a certain ritual that we saw. I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. I need to figure this out. So slight tease, slight spoiler, who knows?
Spoiler.
I looked ahead and I found a way to make it interesting. Is all I'll
Cool.
say.
Love that for you.
Spoilers.
I'm glad that I took a pee break between during break because I may have just peed myself a little bit. Yeah, maybe just a little pee.
So
Can
I have to
say,
say, oh, go ahead.
'cause I said this privately, but I think I want to say it publicly too. I'm blown away that you were brave enough to hop into a pre-written adventure path and still make it your own. I legit, every time we talk about it, I legitimately am like blown away by that, because like I had to run like a module twice before like I was even like, maybe I can do a homebrew worldy thingy, and like didn't even like cross my mind to be like, oh, like I could just like totally make this module on my own and do a bunch of different things, right? Because I was more focused on like running the module / adventure path correctly, which it's what I know now is like that doesn't really
It's
matter.
more of a guideline than actual.
It's more of a guideline than anything.
Yes.
So well fucking done. Incredibly proud of you.
Thank you. I don't, right? Like to an extent, like what I do, I have, y'all, it's no secret, I have massive anxiety. So I probably I probably put way too many hours into one small thing, but the payoff is delicious. And so I keep doing it. It's
players, it's
Amazing.
feed me.
Delicious.
good. That makes it worth it to me, and it's fair if it's too much for people. I just want to say that, but
Yeah, totally.
I definitely like. I remember when I was trying to solve, how to place a certain NPC into that moment that I teased. I had 3 books open on my desk from the different things, and I had the forums open, and I'd be like, okay, I'm thinking this, but I need to know, I don't have time to read the whole book. I need to know if there's anything, looking at Reddit to be like, okay, is there something that I'm missing that happens that I might not, this not like way too much, but all for like barely a tease of something. But now when I get to that point, it's figured out.
Hi
So
there.
at least that.
And there is
Look at that.
something, and this is where I will always peg to, because I've had this happen a couple times, and it's just great. Have a table of GMs. Because there is something to a bunch of GMs going, motherfucker, I know what you just did.
I know
Kudos.
exactly what
Oh
you
my
fucking
God.
did. Yep. I know exactly what you just
Or
did.
people who are like, I can see where you're going, and I'm gonna meet you there, and we're gonna run the baton
We're
together.
gonna run there.
And it's gonna be
Yeah.
terrible.
Let's
in a
hold
minute.
hands.
Let's go.
Yes, it's literally as Star joked on break, hurt me. It's so great.
Please.
I am the same way. In the way that Maria stabbed me earlier.
Always.
Consensual stabbing.
I got your back.
That's what TTRPGs are all about, baby.
So to the experience has been interesting. It has been wild. I have learned to. I have to say, Waffles has been by far instrumental in helping me let go, because sometimes I don't have the time to do so. And I also recognize that sometimes when I don't get to plan and when I am forced to react, some of the best stuff happens as well. So there's definitely two sides to that coin. And to Duval, like when in your one-on-one with a Koro, saying, hey, we're gonna go talk to a Koro. It wasn't on my list. I wasn't planning for it. And it was great. And it was wonderful.
It was so good, dude. Oh, it was so good. I love Kokoro so much. It was also the perfect like middle ground between both scenes. Genuinely, yeah, good shit.
But there was a learning thing. The only thing I'll add is there was a learning thing. Definitely at the very beginning, if I had a bit more experience, when we were doing the perquisite tasks, I would have done something else with the mail. There was definitely something about like, I want there to be a task for each of the branches, but after the Umbo fight, what am I gonna do with this mail? Y'all role-played the heck out of it, and you did really good with it.
That section is one of my favorite things that we've done.
I agree.
Amazing.
At least in the early part, like if you split season 1 into like 3 chunks, and that's part of like chunk 1.5, kind of.
Sure.
It's kind of like on the precipice.
The transition. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was a perfect transition because again, it was filled with those moments, like I mentioned earlier, of characters having incidental conversations that actually are deeply impactful.
Yep.
To them as individuals.
I think though that came into play so successfully thanks to having a table of GMs. I didn't have that one fully like done, but y'all kind of took it and were like, here's how we can, not just GMs, but also like performers as TTRPG, like performers here, and slash like entertainment aspect of it, because y'all split the party in an interesting way and said, here, let's make it more interesting in that regard. And y'all decided to do that completely on your own, and it worked out great.
That's the thing about, there's always this joke of like, never split the party. Y'all always split your fucking parties, but do so as players, do so realizing that it's going to be a little bit of time before you get to do something. So what are you going to do when your chunk of time is like, it can be some of the most exciting and terrifying things to be split off. Yeah. But also lead to some of the most most of the conversations that stick out in my mind from season 1 are when we were paired off. So like Tal and Arifai going, everybody doing letters. The conversation that Tal and Ark had after the first picnic.
I will say that was very purposeful. That was very purposeful though, because we had one pairing of splitting up, and I was like, "Oh, let's pair it the other way."
Let's,
absolutely,
yeah.
I'll put a small qualifier on this. If you trust your GM.
Yes. Also,
don't split the party
Correct.
if you don't trust your GM. It just sucks. Go find the GM you do.
And also find another find another table.
Find the GM that you trust.
Right.
Good qualifier.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to come back here to one of the early submitted questions from Angel of Iris. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
This one is directed to Arc 2.
That's me.
Arc 2.
Yes. So, you've just unlocked the power of emotions and letting out anger to achieve great success. Is this, collecting the emotions and what their power unlocks, the next step on Arc 2's journey for power?
Man, I'm always the worst to ask these kind of questions because the answer I could give is it depends on what happens, right? Because that's just how I play. So I'll try to give a better answer than that.
You can also change the question if you would like to something that's a bit more that's already happened, or like, find something else that you want to answer about it.
Yeah, I'll give a partial answer in a teaser.
We like this.
If he
Everybody
needs
like
it,
that.
yes.
I like this.
That's what you get.
Ooh, that's interesting though, because Iska's literally like given a task to Tal to be like, make sure that Ark learns emotions.
He has emotions.
But what if Ark doesn't want to learn emotions?
Yeah, what's Tal gonna do?
I'm really
probably
curious
have
for
bad
Tal's
emotions.
strategy.
Probably have some emotions about it, honestly.
I'm gonna just to stir some stuff up, but I'm going to.
You stir stuff up.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that before? Do you have experience in this?
I need
lane?
to see
No.
Are you a cook in the kitchen or something?
Oh my god!
Just for the folks at home,
Cooks.
I'm fortunate enough to hang out with Syrup a lot during the week via the internet, and literally every fucking day. She comes for me every day.
I live with
Do you
her.
see the little innocentness, Halo?
No, I dispel magic on that Halo.
This light back here is actually just
it's
my
Halo.
Halo.
It's an illusion, and I know.
Only Arifay has a +1 to see through illusions. Thank you.
I'm Jacob right now. That's a weird sentence for me to say, but okay.
I'm Jacob right now. So here's a fun thing. I want to. We've talked throughout the season about some of the changes that I've made to the book. So one of the ones that I'm grateful, thanks to all the wonderful people that comment on our YouTubes and give lovely comments and feedback and things like that, to hear that the one particular one that has stood out has been the bringing the families to the ceremony, to
I
the
can't
masking.
believe you've done that. But also, that was not part of the book.
It was not.
That is unbelievable
How
to
fucking
me.
dare you then?
Yeah, I am so
That was
angry
my
right
grandmother.
now. How dare you
I'm now
purposely
panic double checking
cuss-
that it was not, but I don't think it was.
Dare you.
That's unreal. I thought you were about to say the party.
The party. I know for a fact that the party was after the tournament. That was all.
I thought that's what you were about to say. Yeah, which I love.
It says you might even ask the players if their families might attend.
Oh
I
boy!
didn't ask the
You
players.
didn't ask.
Didn't do that.
And
You did
it was
not
the best
ask.
It was the
consent.
best
I did not
thing you could have ever
consent.
done. No, it was the
Thank
best thing
you
that you
for
could have
it.
done. Good God.
I have watched my own reaction to that reveal like 75 times.
I'm pretty sure we collectively had an oh fuck moment.
It was a domino
For
effect.
varying reasons.
It was the worst possible time for them to come. The worst.
God.
Beautiful. Fucking
best.
amazing.
Yep,
Oh,
it was the
yeah,
best of times
kind of
and
the
the
best.
worst of times.
Yeah.
I will double. Yeah, I saw Fumu's comment in chat. I thought it was. Yeah, I was like, wait. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I remember that it was not done in that way.
You
yeah.
made
You
it
made it
bigger.
your own.
You made
Yeah.
it bigger than I think
Way
the
bigger.
book
That's
was
what I was gonna.
leading it to be.
I was gonna pipe in there and be like, probably in usual Paizo fashion, they said maybe you do this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
And you
incredible.
said
Oh,
maybe?
devastation. Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, family
Unite all
danger?
people within this nation.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Oh no, don't do
I
this
think
to
it
me.
was
I will
very-
do the whole thing.
I know it's so tempting. I just stopped myself. It was definitely the way that was leading up to though was very much like, oh, but it's great because now you're all are faced with this. But I missed it when I was looking. What was the other thing that you thought I was talking about? What was the other?
The party,
The party.
after the
Yes!
the tournament.
Tournament.
That was improved. That was
Sensation.
not
Yes.
in the book.
And so my question, by the way, originally from this was, are there any things that we've talked about that we knew are changes from the books that you all liked or things like that? Or
That party. Because
yeah,
that
that
led
party,
to a
for sure.
terrible scene, but a good one.
I think that the NPCs here. So this is being fully transparent. I was looking, and a lot of people ask this question. So if you're curious about it, how important are the NPCs? That you meet so many of your fellow classmates here. There is a whole section of them at the back of book 1. What happens to them? Are they important? All that type of stuff. But they are important for book 1. But I don't think that they are highlighted enough in the midst of all of this. And there's something very challenging about book 1 in the way it's split up from chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, which is the pacing difference. You zoomed in for chapter 1, and you're like, here, meet some of these NPCs, learn about the school, the prerequisite tasks, and then all of book 2 is like, great, time's passing, you're at school. And so
Chapter
Yeah.
2?
Chapter 2, sorry, yes, chapter 2.
I was like,
and-
we did book 2 when?
Spoilers.
Where?
Wait.
What?
We already did it? We're back in time? Is that what's happening?
It needed to have these people be very three-dimensional. They give information about them in the back of the book, and then, what happens to them in the future. So some of them show up in the future.
The
That's it.
future.
That's it, though. Only a couple of them come into play throughout future books, and I'm not cool with that. So that's something that I know I'm going to change. That they're continuing to exist in this because of the relationships y'all have
important to
built
us.
with them.
Yeah.
But
Or
given
growing
I
up.
knowing that I wanted to do that, there needed to be something in there to heighten that connection to them and to actually make them three-dimensional. So that's why, yes, that party was thrown in there.
It was so good.
I
It was so
have a question for you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Because a very important to some of us purple-robed figure was in significant danger late in the season. So I'm curious if that specific placement for Ignacy was in the book, or was that custom, or could you have swapped it out to? Obviously, you could have. You're the fucking GM. You could have put Anchorroot in there or whatever the fuck. So I'm curious how
God.
that all came
Jeez.
together.
So here's
would've-
a fun thing. In the book, it is Ignacy.
That is fucking incredible.
And we all just imprinted on him so fast.
That's incredible.
And I
us as
love
players,
that.
not as
Yeah.
characters, but us as players, we're all like, and now you're our boy, and now it's you.
Yeah. And now
But
it's
you
We're gonna
know-
ship everyone with you. Good.
What wasn't in the book?
Ignacy.
You going and asking for information from one patron.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
yeah. Boy, do I
that
love
was
that question.
very interesting for me to be like, oh, I'm going to hint at something, but what am I going to hint at?
Yeah, I was really like blown away by that. I was just like, oh boy, this is way deeper.
I
it was
think
incredible.
personally, though, it would not have been the same thing if you hadn't been hadn't had a thought of like, oh no,
Oh, for
something's
sure. Something's
like
happening.
not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I do.
This is the time to
Wait.
toot your horn. Excuse you.
No.
I would
It's-
like to
I
toot
really
your
is
horn.
not
Toot
my.
your- please toot all horns, please. Toot, toot.
motherfucker.
I think though that like it actually would have been kind of maybe somebody has done this like, you know, as written in the book and can tell me how it worked for them, but imagine
Yeah, I would
going through
love
the
to
tunnels and seeing them there and you know, Ignacy down and like this group of people kind of just got lost from where they were supposed to be, and I feel like it would be coming off as them being very incapable and being very like
Sure.
and the focus would just be on like, oh, what are y'all doing here? The fact that there was this panic of, oh, Ignacy's going to die,
Yeah.
and then because
Urgency.
of like, oh, you know, this is what you saw in your vision for sure, and then the contrast of it being like he's actually just freaking allergic to bees,
Incredible.
Die. Could still die.
and was still on the precipice of death,
Yeah.
but like.
But like not.
I
being, like,
personally
tortured
liked
to death
more
or anything.
that you built it up in your head to something like this, and that this is the reality.
Right.
Worked really well for it.
I think so too. I
I couldn't
actually
imagine
think-
it any other way.
I actually think in my head, like, because obviously we what we know now is we got peeks into Stone Ghost because he was peeking in and like, you know, in the walls and stuff like that. But like if that scene didn't happen, like we don't even like know much about him until we get deep into the end game. And so like I'm like I think that it made him, in my mind, much more compelling. Of like, I have a focus, right? Like in character, like Hideaki has like, this
Yeah.
is the guy, versus like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, here's your room, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because
Yeah,
in that
absolutely.
situation we would not have had, because I mean we had like the robes and stuff like that, but even though like I got super blindsided because he just showed up and like fucking clocked me, like we would have been even more blindsided, I think, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
And
bananas.
the last change that I can recall off the top of my head that I made was I wrote y'all a vignette. I know at the beginning of chapters I read some of the things that happen at the beginning of each chapter, a little story.
Yeah.
One of those I made up in its entirety. I wrote in its entirety.
Yeah, wasn't it with Stone Ghost and Essie's mom and Ott?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love that. Like looking back,
Stone
on it, it's
Ghost's
something-
backstory. Stone Ghost's backstory is given to you at the back of the book with like a touch of he killed the gremlins, was punished, and it backfired, and he became a stone ghost. That's it. I made it Teacher Ott. I made it Essie's mom because I thought that was cool.
It's perfect.
It was
It's
so perfect. And the
that
fact
was
that she
all
came back
me.
later to like she came back during like the ceremony and everything.
who Essie's mom is? I decided that was Essie's mom. That's
Oh,
not
really?
canon. Yes.
Good.
Fuck,
I
yeah.
made
Good.
that Essie's mom.
That's awesome.
I
Um,
love that though. Because again, it's making these students who are supposed to be like classmates of ours. Like
Really?
I
They're true
care about
characters.
them now.
Yeah.
They seem cool. They seem like people.
They have their people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I
Your
think
people too.
this space and this school wouldn't feel like a school without having that. And that was what I was worried about. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that
And it
worked
makes
out.
sense that Essie's mom would be like this, like way like person.
Badass.
yeah. Badass. Figure it out yourself energy, but like positive.
You'll get to interact with her later, perhaps.
We did already once, and she did that.
Yeah.
That's... All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could go on and on. I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be conscious of stuff.
I love that.
I know. Oh my god, I lost it. Come back. Nope, lost it again. I'll figure it out.
Yep, Every time. Strong bad reference. Come back, Ellie, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm done. Let's do 2 rapid fire questions. For those of you that got that Homestar Runner reference, I appreciate you. But moving on, let's go 2 rapid fire questions. Same order. Let's kick this up. And remember, we want your questions. So if you have any questions about season 1 or book 1, get them in there right now. Let's do it.
Go.
You ready for some rapid fires? Same order. You ready?
Let's fucking go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeet.
If you could play another class, what would it be?
I really want to play a
same character.
Same character or not? Just if the player could play any other class. Yeah,
I don't want both.
Yeah, is the well, we can come back. Like, is the question if Ark was a different class, what would he be?
Let's start if Ark was a different class, and then we'll go to if you would play another class. But let's start with Ark. I think that's more interesting.
So if Ark was a different class, he would be a. I don't know if all the stats check out. I would have to check it out, but he would be a ranger with there's like a martial magic archetype or something.
Ooh,
interesting. Ranger. That's very interesting. And of course, there's some of these that they're integral to who your like character is, obviously. So it might be difficult to answer. So if you can't answer it for your character, like it's okay if you be like, if this was your second choice to starting new into this campaign or something like that.
Yeah, I looked into like how to build him, and it would have been like monk or ranger with like a martial archetype, but Magus just fits so well.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know if anything else would fit for Arafay, but if I were to choose one, I'd probably go monk.
I like that actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, but Oracle's just so like the obvious answer is cleric, but I mean Oracle and cleric
no,
really not that different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be monk for her.
Very cool.
Something that like there's kind of an alternate universe where like Overnosa doesn't choose Hideaki, and so like if he choose somebody else, like how does that like it impact him? And so like him being like oh yeah, okay, well I'm gonna do it my way then, and like become like a sorcerer like with like a draconic bloodline or something like that would be really interesting. I think like the obvious is like wizard or bard, but like for like very less interesting like
I like that if your lifeline diverge on a different path earlier in your life, where would that go? That's a really nice like the summoner bit. I like that.
Yeah. And so like which is also like I mean druid because like I mean Kazushi's
that's true. That would work.
King of the tomato.
Kazushi's gonna take that though. I'm sorry. He's got
if Hideaki dies, you best believe no. But I as a player, I'd be really fascinated to I either champion really strikes a chord with me of just like I'd be really curious to see just the Pathfinder flavoring on paladin like stuff.
So all of them.
Have you fucking met me, guys?
Amazing. Maria.
So this is an interesting because I have me. If I made a completely different character, I have those answers locked in. But for Tal,
probably leave them for when y'all die.
For Tal, it's a very interesting one because I don't think if Tal hadn't gone into the woods one day and been if Tal's grandmother hadn't made some choices, then I think they wouldn't have been magic at all. I think they probably would have gone like an alchemist or an inventor route.
I could
honestly.
see alchemist. Like, imagine Tal as an
Yeah.
alchemist and meeting
Tal's
Chizire.
Chizire, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine if I had come in as an alchemist and then
I
met
know.
Chizire, who's already an alchemist, and like, oh my
boy.
god.
I could see
It
that.
wouldn't be Tal Mirayama pal time. It would be Tal Chizire, like
Yeah.
instant pal
I was
time.
not
hour.
sure at the party
Yeah.
where that would go, like who you would click with, which is kind of
Yeah.
interesting as well.
Yeah. God, just being able to be around another catfolk person, like that
So
to
cool.
me personally as like a player, like hit home because like I
Sure.
don't know until I went into like the internet space, I didn't know a lot of Latin people. I didn't know a lot of like Latinx people. And then meeting, you know, my people, I'm like, oh, I never want to not do this now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same feeling.
Oh, I also want to just throw out there, I could also see Monk for Tal.
See, I physically, yes, I could physically see that, but I wouldn't want to play. I would want to tap into Tal's intelligence more than their physical dexterity.
that makes
Sure.
sense.
More. Lean
Yeah,
more
that
that
makes a lot of
direction.
sense. Very cool. No one investigator. No,
Oh, but aren't we doing another round of like what we players would
we can.
choose?
Do you want? Do
we
you
want
want
to?
that?
Because I have
if you have an
multiple
answer, go
options.
for it.
Yeah,
if you
I
have an
think I did.
answer,
I
go
think I
for it.
gave
But
it
this
already.
is rapid fire.
I'll go super. Let's go super rapid fire.
Yeah.
I don't think either of these would be for this campaign, so I'm just gonna say both of them. I'm highly interested in playing a psychic and a gunslinger.
Sure.
Hell
That's what-
yeah.
Sure.
Gunslinger or swashbuckler.
Swashbucklers are very fun.
Yeah.
I debated the other game doing that, and I didn't. I went fighter instead.
I already got a swashbuckler, so he's fine.
How about you? Default?
Well, kind of answered Campione already. I would love like to look at Magus like outside of Arc 2, because right now it's just
Yeah.
it's very like imprinted like in my brain of like Arc 2's Magus experience. So I think like past that, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, very cool. And then, did you have a
Also gunslinger, but investigator. Because the
very cool.
investigator to me, my particular ADHD brain just tickles so well of being
Yeah.
like, oh,
It's-
you're a perceptive as hell person. Why don't we make mechanics about that?
Yeah.
It
Why don't we
is
do a
very
mechanics about that?
challenging for the GM, I will say. I think that
Yeah,
investigator
my-
is
Sure.
is a
My spouse
rough
is currently running a Pathfinder game right now, and one of the players is an investigator, and he was like, and it's his first time running Pathfinder. He's like, there's just,
I
and they
hate
also have a summoner, and they also have a barbarian, but like, you know,
Thank God for the barbarian.
yeah.
Next
Right.
rapid fire question
Let's go.
from Fumu.
Woo!
Favorite spell you've used so far?
Oh man, that's a great question.
It's so good.
Rapid fire.
Horizon
Go.
Thundersphere, the Kamehameha.
Incredible.
Oh,
the one that I can
the,
do
like,
for 6 rounds.
actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 6 actions, yeah. 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I thought you
Outside
were
of
gonna say
my
Bullhorn.
healing stuff, Inner Radiance Torrent.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
I have another one that I like, but I haven't been able to use it yet.
Finally using Grim Tendrils after several months.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm. Loose Time's Arrow, because I saw that
It's
for
great.
for a level up, and I'm like, this was made for me. This is my hole.
There's a question here from Harrison Cowell, and I think I might need clarification unless somebody here can answer for me. The question is, what would your character's Pathfinder2e PC class be? Is that what we
if they were playing
if it's our
Pathfinder?
characters were playing Pathfinder,
Pathfinder?
what their characters would be.
Of course,
my
a GM.
God.
I'm ready.
Okay, wait. Yes, it's
Wait.
gonna be another rapid fire-ish, but here's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
deal, all right? I'm gonna set the scene, so you have a second to think about it. All right. All of you are gathered around, and it is game night with Okoro.
Mhm.
You have Ignacy with you,
Yep.
as well as, let's put Enchizire.
Oh my god, a
Perfect.
dream.
Yep.
And
Perfect.
it is game night in the
One shot,
dorms.
soon.
And Okoro is teaching you a brand new game. It seems complicated, lots of rules. Okoro loves this. It is called Pathfinder2e, and you're playing adventurers out on an adventure because you're just here in school. So, given that, Arc
We divided by
2,
0.
what character are you making?
Ark would be an investigator and attempt to break the game.
Yes.
I think that's
Excellent.
incredible.
I love this.
Oh my god.
Arafe, what character are you making?
Arafe would go barbarian
Yes.
to let the rage out, and because she probably doesn't quite grasp everything she's supposed to be doing, so she goes simple till she figures it out.
Yes. Hideaki,
Hmm.
what character are you making?
Oh man, that's so hard.
Okay, let's be honest. Hideaki is multi-classing into like 3 different things.
I'm asking all the
see,
questions, of course.
Star, here's the trouble with that. I agree, but I also think egotistically he might just play summoner.
Tracks.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I can also
Incredible.
see them playing a dragon sorcerer, though.
Yeah, that's what I was
too.
thinking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kobold Dragon Sorcerer.
Oh,
yeah.
or a dragon. Is there a dragon class?
Barbarian.
No.
Oh, like an
ancestry.
ancestry?
I think Kobolds are the closest draconic.
Kobolds.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. Never mind. Okay. I couldn't remember. And then Tal, what character are you creating for Okoro's game?
With no context. Magus.
Nice.
With no Wait.
With
when you
the
sip
wine sip, with the wine
afterwards.
sip. There's context.
Tal
There's
has to be hard.
context. Yay!
I love this.
I didn't say it.
Great job, Fumu. Great question.
Harrison Cal. This is Harrison Cal's question.
Oh,
It's
Harrison,
very
Amazing
Yeah,
question.
very good.
Thank you. I love
Thank you,
it.
Harrison. Fumu, I still
Um,
care about you anyway.
But we love you. Okay. This one, taking a pause for the rapid fire, but again, I love the rapid fire, so bring them.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, it's so
keep
fun.
coming. Keep asking
Keep on
questions.
coming.
From Demi Luna.
Let me let's go.
1. Happy Cap / Tail.
It's me.
After
Oh, hi.
Tal's death, was Happy Capster, aka Maria, considering a new character, and what ideas floated
This is
through
a
their
great
head?
question.
This is a really good question. So, I have a fantastic GM known as Syrup, who
Never heard
during
of
the entire process, like during the episodes where Tal was having to make fortitude saves, and basically it came down to a die roll. Was in my DMs being like, "Are you okay with however way this goes?" And at the time, I was like, "Yeah, this is totally fine." Yeah, I was totally fine with it. And then it happened, and for 2 days, I as a person was like, "I don't feel good."
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel as a human being, because like literally, like right afterwards, I was like, "No, I feel like this is." I want to talk options and stuff like that. And then like almost immediately after, like an hour later, I was laying in bed being like, "Oh no, oh, wait a minute, hang on." So there was I believe a little bit of discussion of like if I would want to make a new character. I think it was a group discussion too. And ultimately, I didn't have any other new ideas because at the time, it was so early into the campaign that I was like, Tal's story hasn't really been told.
off,
Like
yeah.
it wasn't an unfair death. I think it was a very, very good death. But how much better it would be to come back in some way and then have to deal with that. Which turns out it reverberated through the entire rest of the season.
100%.
Favorite
In the most
compliment to
beautiful
just
way.
touch that favorite compliment. I think. Well, there's a lot of them, but my which is great. Somebody I think this was on YouTube comment. Somebody said they were so impressed with how there was a character death at level 1 and bringing them back did not feel cheap.
Yes.
And that is a credit to,
Yeah.
in my opinion, how y'all played it.
Yeah.
So I just want to say.
also adding the fact that I had the patron that I did helps, I think,
For
with
sure.
feeling like, oh, there's not an easy out, but there is a way to make this possible, still with the chance of failure, but make it possible. But then also giving a choice to me, the player, of like, hey, you can come back, or me, the character, I should say, and me, the player, you can come back, but there's going to be a thing, an undefined thing, that you just get to worry about now for the rest of forever.
I'll take small
credit to Waffle.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I was gonna take.
Well,
you can thank me after. I was just gonna take small credit for having killed Zeha before.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So since you've been
That's
through
Syrup's
it, you've
old
lived
character,
it before.
Yeah,
that is my
Yeah.
Starfinder character, my
Yeah.
Kasatha.
Suppose.
Yes. The
God bless you.
spoilers for Jenny's Draco. The weight of feeling uncomfy in a character death is definitely something that I resonate with, thanks to that situation, and the delayed processing of it, by the way, the very much like in the moment of like, oh shit, and then like not understanding why I was uncomfortable like later. And the checking in and all of that, like, I learned from Waffles. So Waffles, like we know, this is my first time jamming. Waffles was by Pathfinder and everything GM and D&D and Starfinder way before I ever picked it up. And most of this is absolutely a credit to how amazing of a GM they are. But the specific thing that I'm always going to carry through is it always have repercussions. That's it. That's all you need. Just have repercussions.
Yeah.
So if your character dies
are there.
and they
Make
come
it
back,
mean something.
it has to mean something. Exactly. So absolutely amazing.
I feel like the deaths themselves, if they're PC deaths, even NPC deaths, in my opinion, but like the death of an important character has to have meaning. And then if they come back, that also has to have me. It's not just like, oh, now I'm here. Like, it's different if it's like in mid battle and you have like a very, very short, like, reaction or like one action, like revivify equivalent.
This was
that's
big lead
different. Up. Yeah. But yeah, this was literally like, I think there was like 2 or 3 episodes, like full length. 4 podcast episodes of us, like, Tal slowly dying and us not really being able to do anything.
Heartbreaking.
Because we didn't know what we were doing.
So heartbreaking.
Well, here's the thing. Real quick, I want to talk about what Demi Luna just mentioned in chat, because I think it's very, very pointed. So I will confess, Demi Luna said, when Tal died, I was mouthing to my boyfriend about there's no way the Magaambya wouldn't have just bought a remove disease scroll arg.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So 2 things that I will plainly admit. Inexperiences of a GM, not thinking twice about the world around it, right? Just it was very early on, and being like, the Magaambya exists, it's a magic school. One of the players brought it up and I was like, oh fuck, and I had to find a reason as to like again, continuity, can't have a plot hole, why? And in that moment though, there was another thing that came up. There is access to this, but in character, they took Tal to their room.
We
and
never sought out problem. We never sought
never
out an
went
answer.
to a teacher, never asked, never reached out for help. And I think that there's
the farthest we did, we stopped by teacher out when we first got back because you were like, oh, something's weird. But we didn't fully, I don't think, understand what was, not we, but like our characters didn't fully understand what was happening.
The gravity of the situation,
Yeah, and how like big of a deal it was.
Reality-wise, I think teacher out would have been able to tell and would have been able to do something about it, like if we want to break that meta. But I do like that the reasoning of it and everything like that. And then perhaps not knowing the gravitas, because the real thing is that Tal nat 1'd at the moment, which brought them 2 down, which definitely didn't. But the reality was, it was absolutely an experience of a GM, and then and everybody ended it and continued to a great story. So
I have to say, as a player too, having an easy fix to that situation would have felt lackluster, to be honest. And I know it's not my character, so of course there's like not as much devoted into it, but I mean, like, Arafe got to the brink too, one more failure and she would have died too.
But at that
didn't
time,
say shit to nobody.
That's true. At that time though, we were next to a person who literally, this was their wheelhouse, so they knew what was going on.
But
I think the fact that we didn't just have a scroll that fixed it all, like, yes, that is something that would be there, but it would have felt anticlimactic.
Would have
in
felt
my
like a
opinion.
MacGuffin almost.
Yeah, I'll
and
never
to
forget.
Harrison
like,
Counterpoint, what a lesson learned.
100%. Like, I will never
So
forget
many lessons learned.
the glass shattering effect of like, we got them back, we're gonna be okay,
And it
and we
wasn't.
go to sleep.
So, some behind the
Welcome
behind the
to Pathfinder
scenes
2e.
talk too. Right.
Yeah,
Some behind the scenes talk too.
Camera
There.
face spike.
So when we got back from that encounter, and Tal was basically like put into their room, y'all went off to finish the ritual essentially.
Yes!
correct.
And I was in Syrup's DMs being like,
Oh, yeah.
I think Tal would stay in their room.
No, I love that.
I don't think Tal would stay. So doing like secret roles behind the while
that
y'all
was
were
so
doing your
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
I literally
yeah,
was
yeah.
scrolling back through my chat to find some other things that I thought I had lost, and I saw that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
I
No, I
I
remember
will say-
seeing this.
For this situation, though, too, I think there was an aspect of it of, despite the fact that Waffles and Syrup kept telling us, this is not the same as D&D, you had
It
many
would've
people
mattered.
going, we're gonna be
it
fine.
would have never
They
mattered.
They
were
If
just
I-
kill
yeah.
level
You gotta live it.
1,000 times.
That said,
It would've never
real
mattered.
quick,
Yeah.
that all this just reminded me of one of my favorite moments is when Tal tried to, I think it was right after the Umbo fight, but Tal tried to run. And like
Yes.
Ark and Hideaki, like Tal and Ark were in trees, and Ark was trying to like
It was
trip
Yes.
them and
yeah,
stuff.
It was
Overnotice
incredible.
basically
It was so
setting,
good.
It's like,
setting
and
the
like
forest on
Hideaki was just
fire.
bawling, like crying into
Yeah.
tears while it's raining. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Ark was
God.
like, I
Everything
will
shot
put you
you.
down.
You tried. That was another failed
We kept
on
missing
your
too, yeah.
list.
I did,
Is
I
you
did.
you failed to hit me, but then you failed to stabilize me afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oofta.
Real proud moment there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just a side credit to the whole attention being on the whole Tal situation, that during the all the way until the resurrection, which was also really cool for me to kind of like find Teacher
Yeah.
Lissetti and all of that kind of
God,
stuff
the
and put him in there.
resurrection was so good.
so cool.
Bringing that resurrection back in there, Arafe was also still under
Right.
the effects of
Um,
the
incredible.
disease
Whole
Incredible. The whole
time.
time.
the whole time.
Incredible the whole time. God, it's just
I love
oh,
that.
man, incredible.
So here
So
is-
we did have
go
the, sorry, there's a question. We did have the stabilized cantrip.
Two people
Arafe
have it.
tried and she failed because she was under the disease, and Ark actually succeeded on the
Yeah.
stabilization.
Our
It was
table
the
is.
disease
I think-
that ended up
Uh,
killing.
Yeah, because the
Tal.
disease
The
made
disease
you
had
like,
an
roll,
effect.
right? On constant.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it does.
Made
disease.
you roll.
The
The
disease
last
that you had
effect
to
is
roll
death.
above a 5 or a 10.
flat
Yeah, I think it was
5.
above a 5.
Yeah,
rolled
flat, a
Flat
flat
five,
five,
you
five.
and I
rolled
think
one.
you rolled a 4 or something. Like you were just
Yeah,
under.
it
Just
was.
under, yeah.
You couldn't cast the spell, which is amazing.
If you watch that VOD, you can see Star starting to try to not cry at that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was
Incredible.
rough.
God,
Yeah, because I think I also have the stabilized cantrip.
we all had, yeah, we had it. It
Well,
just
you were
wasn't-
dead, so.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
dead. So like,
That's
yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
Dude.
Real quick, my
Yeah.
favorite thing though, pros and cons of doing an online game like this. Pros, your players, while they're deeply diseased and other people are not there, can go into your DMs and plot against your fellow players.
correct.
Cons, I can't hug y'all.
Yeah, I really need. We really all need.
We can't order a
Like-
pizza for a character death.
Dude,
Yeah,
dude,
Oh
like,
my God,
You
imagine.
can. It's just only one, maybe two of us eating,
Yeah.
depending on who it is.
Dude, Hideaki carrying Tal both outside and inside,
Oh.
both as alive and as a corpse, is like burned into my mind.
There's
Like, I
just-
can
yeah.
Arc,
see it.
yeah, Arc bullhorning. We
Oh, there's been
need
a
a
death.
healer.
I
There's
felt
been
my
a death on
heart.
campus.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
what you're saying is eventually
Moment
at
of
some point we're going to have a stream where someone's going to come in and there's just going to be one person eating pizza crying while everyone else is
Yep.
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 You gotta
Next
turn your
character
cameras
death.
on and just it's just
Yeah.
us crying.
Nom
I
nom.
love it. Um,
Next pack's you.
is that a
Oh,
t-shirt?
God. Listen.
Is that a
That's a
t-shirt though?
t-shirt.
Just crying alone with my pizza, like.
If it's not, let's make it happen.
like pizza is
Oh,
made
man.
of pepperoni and tears.
Yep. I'm good at those. Great seasoning. Tears.
We have so many emotional damage shirts, and I'm here for it.
It's so bad.
Okay, so
Great question.
let's. Yeah,
Very good
wonderful
question.
question. Thank you so much. Keep them coming, please. This one. Trying to think of I just had it, and of course I lost it.
She doesn't even know.
No, you can't have my social security number. Next question.
Live
And you
on
can't have
camera,
Tals
please.
either. Yeah.
Okay. What? Let's do this. We talked about all these amazing moments. What? Some of us are the audience might not be, but one of the things that some folks do is called stars, wishes, and feelings. We've adopted it to ourselves. We don't fully use that anymore. There's pros to it, there's cons to it. But one of the concept of it is that after a session, you talk about, what moment would you give a gold star to? What wish do you have? And do you have any feelings that you want to talk about your session? I'm gonna skip a lot of that. I'm going to make it something very difficult. This is a question that I've made up right now. You have 1 star to give to one moment in all of season 1.
Oh, fuck yeah. Cool. I love that.
Where are you placing that star?
What's the order?
Let's do the
same
same.
order?
The same. Yeah. Go ahead, Waffles.
Bless, because then I have so much time to think.
Don't run out.
Let's see. I'm a pretty quick thinker. Let's see. I will give.
And chat can come in with theirs as well if you.
That's true.
Yes, chat, give us your
Chat
stars
answer
as well.
so I can steal it.
Yeah.
I will
That's what I was
give.
thinking of.
I will give my one
Give it.
singular star to the Hideaki Tao confrontation after the tournament, because I think it has progressed a lot of the character stories the most out of any other.
I like that. I like the reasoning too.
That was gonna be my answer, dude.
Right.
You can have the same answer.
I mean, yeah, it's that was up there, and I was like, I don't want to do that one because it feels very obvious. But and I knew someone else was gonna take it, so I'm like, oh, I'll try and pick something else.
Nice.
I think for mine, it has to be in the middle of the stump fight when Ark pushed Tal out of the way.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
That was
That
So
one
fucking
moment
good.
where he just
God.
pushed Tal out of the way, even though Tal was trying to get him out.
Yeah.
And then Hideaki after that, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's
yeah,
correct.
Yeah. That was an
I
arc.
still
that was
have
set in
plans to repay you. Let's see.
I will put, don't worry, y'all. I'll force myself to answer this as well because I know it's a very mean
Yes.
question.
Yeah, it's super mean. I don't like it. That's not true. I love you very much. Okay. For me, I think I'll go the opposite end. I think Arctel friendship convo. I think
That was my second.
it is
that was
also
Very good one.
it is also because even though like we as characters don't know the concepts behind that conversation, there's been versions of that conversation all over the place within the same like nucleus, i.e. The conversation with Ark and Hideaki during Mail, for example.
I also think it was one of the first times that we stopped dancing around Ark's differences. And I particularly love it for that. Just in that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100% agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Great answer. No pressure, Maria. No one's repeated yet, so good luck.
Right.
I'm very mean, but I love you.
Well, you have to answer
I just
last, and
want-
you
I
can't
wanna
repeat either. So.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Huh.
Got him.
Jeez. With the default that my star would have gone to also all of these. The this is slightly influenced by a YouTube comment that I read recently. The fight after the masking ceremony.
Yeah.
Watching all
Yeah.
of the NPCs
Avengers
do
Assemble.
yeah, exactly. Like there's us
Yeah.
doing our things, and like that was the first time like Tal cast some new like Loose Times Arrow, which is one of my favorite spells ever. But then also seeing
Great answer.
our family seeing my family members, but then also like Iska, and then seeing like how y'all's family just dipped or had a bad time.
Invar just
Had a bad time.
Yeah,
Old man
yeah.
Invar was like,
and like Habram jumping off the balcony onto a
Oh,
tree.
incredible! Yeah.
so good.
Like it was
So
so
good.
cinematic, and it was so good. It just it just really it was astounding. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm very glad. I also remember being very proud of how it shook out with the top of the round, like the way the top of the round being a let's look
Almost
at
like a
what's
layer
happening
action.
everywhere else.
Yeah.
The layer
Yeah.
action. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Damn it. Okay. I had an answer. I had one, and then I was like, wait. Because I immediately thought of one that nobody said. I have never been prouder than after the Cal's death scene with the patron. The mood, the ambiance, the
It
gravitas,
was literally perfect.
the fact that we have a comic
I
made
literally
from the amazing
just read
Eddie
it today,
York.
yeah.
I just read it. I
Every
actually just
time
read
I
it today.
see it, it makes my heart. We need to find a way to like, if that's not on the Discord shared, like I need to make sure it
That's a
is.
good
Please
question.
remind me.
It's on Twitter somewhere, but
But yeah, just
powerful. So
absolutely amazing. Can I tell you what my original was gonna be though? Before
Sure.
that one just popped in at the last second.
Yeah,
Depends.
Flora.
I'm about to put a question in chat, so I don't want you to like steal the answer.
Well, I'm gonna say it. So find out.
It's the same thing. Okay,
Rebellion.
Okay, I will start this rapid fire then. How about that?
Hey.
Which is
Oh, goddamn.
what was your favorite overall scene of book 1? And that is going to be Teacher Art and Arafe going into the Tambu.
Yes.
And
Sniffing
learning
it.
the muffle smell.
Smell.
Sometimes you just gotta muffle those smells.
You just gotta muffle that smell.
Stinky.
Hey, that Tommy doesn't smell very good, bro.
A silent toot? Was that what it is?
Just a little toot.
Just a little toot.
Muffle
I'm still
spell.
waiting. I'm still waiting for you to use that.
I'm
Like,
waiting
it's
for
been-
the opportunity
it's-
for it to arise.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's been.
God.
I remember there being one moment you almost did, but I have to, give credit where credit's due, and that is 100%. Well, I can't talk right now. 100% to the credit of Waffles and the music mastering of that was
yeah.
just
Oh.
live, brilliant, and
good.
impactful. So good.
So good.
So yeah, sniped.
Yeah, that's where my question came from, because that was one of my favorite scenes, because I thought it represented like autistic oversensitization, like the best that it could have, with both the music and like I already knew what Arafe was attempting to do prior to that, so like I had thoughts in my head, and then like in the moment I found the chain sounds, because I didn't know the chains were gonna be there. Or no, I'm thinking of something else.
No, that's for the other. You're just very good at the
Yeah.
music.
Well, yeah,
honestly.
it was layering in the crowd noises and making it louder and louder, and then all of a sudden, like,
Yeah, and then
The
cutting it off
very
when they
quiet.
muffle.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll actually take that and go to the second one. Airface scene with Yafira.
Oh my God, yeah, it's so good.
When I had the chain noises going in the background, and I could just picture it, because it was like okay, so two things. And I'm very bad at this because I have to have seen something to even picture it. So the easiest one I think everyone knows is Link and Shadow Link.
Sure. Yeah.
That's kind of where it started. But if anyone has seen, these are spoilers, so I'm gonna say the name. Get out of here if you haven't seen it or you want to see it. Soul Eater.
Oh yeah.
It's an anime. If anyone has seen the, it was a long time ago, but Death Star's weapon.
Great. Yes.
Yep.
100%, yeah.
She goes through something similar with her brother. And
Oh, I
that's
have
exactly the
goosebumps.
scene I imagined.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing.
So good. Ah,
Stuff.
This is
I
hard.
hope you
These are
have to
just
eat your
so
sibling.
hard.
so
I
many,
hope you
and
have to
it's
do that.
and it's that, like, just anytime Waffles does music, it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
good.
fair.
Sometimes we get
Incredible.
saxophones and tubas and jazz.
It's been like twice, but you know.
Sometimes it's like trying to resurrect somebody.
This is very good though.
Wait, here, I got you. You ready?
No, here we go.
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you for that. Amazing.
Oh. This one's hard. I think for me, one of my favorite scenes was just both of the. And I'm gonna comment here both, two of them, both of the picnic scenes of
Yep.
the Hideaki and Arafe and the Ark and Tal. Like just them together did something amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was the combos that we hadn't seen much of throughout the whole time, and making space for it was great. I loved it. Duval.
It may be recency bias, but I don't know that I, as a person, Jacob, have experienced the emotion of seeing Overnosa's true form.
The astral sea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
just-
That's a really good one.
I
That
was
another,
like,
also music props.
yeah,
to Waffles for
Waffles.
that
You were
scene. Yeah, it
a
was so
fucking
good.
you were a home run.
Music adds so much. Y'all put music in your TTRPGs. Okay.
I was like,
Get a
I was
live
like,
producer.
I've never been in a position where I was like, Hideaki's not crying, but I am bawling. Yeah, like
That's impactful, honestly. Yeah.
I also think it's like, if there was a way for like his journey, like through these last 9 months to like apex, like I mean, I don't know how you could beat that. Like it's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did the one-on-one sessions. Thanks for all
Yes.
the Kofi
Thanks for the
support
support,
that
Dude,
helped
everyone.
make it happen.
Hey,
I
get us some new
can't
character. Let's go.
imagine. I can't imagine like having this
Not-
conversation and not having those one-on-ones.
Not having
Yeah.
done the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Marie.
I have two answers.
Yeah.
I have two of them. One is I'll say my first one and then I'll say my second one, as usually what happens in conversations. So the first one, is the flashback with Ark to when he first got his scarf.
Oh yeah, it's a
Where
good
we
one.
almost killed
Another
Sarah.
music
Because
one-ish,
that-
right?
Kind of, but for me, what impacted me was knowing that this scarf has been there the entire time, and then seeing why it means something to Ark specifically, when a lot of what Ark doesn't seem to be a person who has sentimental value for things, except this one thing. And so it was like it really hits a good soft spot in my heart.
I'm not alone. Thank you.
As sparts.
Can I small piggyback off this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second one is locked in here. So
Sure. Just to throw in there. I really enjoyed that scene as well, and then I enjoyed the ability to show that it meant something after he had already ripped a piece off and given it to Tao.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which makes the conversation of like you're not my friend just so many different weird layers. It's so complicated now. The second one was because also recency bias, and I actually I was talking to Syrup about it not too long ago, was the first real argument that our group has had in the tunnels before we went to go find Stone Ghost.
Yeah.
Because not only from a character standpoint, I think it was an exceptional insight into everybody's morality, again, touching on the conversation we had earlier. But from a performer's standpoint, it was such an incredible moment of all of us as players wanting to have conflict. We all wanted this to happen, elsewise we would have continued moving on, as we had many times when conflict has come up before. But wanting to address this, and doing it so well, sticking true to our characters while not diminishing other characters in the moment. It was wonderful. It was, from a performer standpoint, I loved it.
Yeah,
it was great.
Me too.
Amazing.
Can I add one addendum to mine? I also think this is probably why it's my answer, and like, recency bias be damned. I think the thing that was so unexpected was all four of you knew how much that meant to me. Like, and I don't think that, like, because I think it just being the astral scene in general, like, which is funny to me, because like I don't know why it's like such a big deal. You know, like sometimes in life you're just like, this would be really awesome and this is really important to me. Why? I don't fucking know. But like the fact that like that resonated with like the rest of you like means like so much to me.
Yeah. I touched my nose earlier because I wanted to remember, and it works, y'all. I don't know why this works, but it freaking works. You lock it into your brain. I'm going to answer the previous question of your favorite NPC, because I don't think I did.
Yes.
Iska.
I agree.
Your performance
for reasons
says that
you do not know, and it makes me so very happy.
Listen,
I don't want to know.
Iska and Ark are like the two, like,
I can't wait to fight them.
As someone who thrives off of mysteries and figuring shit out, I cannot figure them out, and it's driving me up a wall. It's getting that way with Arafay too, and I'm just like, you need to know all your
the slowest burning candle.
I know.
I will throw this one thing to you, Maria.
It's feeding me, but also like in a frustrating, like, oh, I know you're giving me food, but I want all of it now.
To anyone who watches back or remembers this, I'll bring it up on the off chance that perhaps the players have misremembered it, forgotten it, or otherwise unnoted
I have not
it.
Misremembered anything about this. I can guarantee you that.
In the fight when they existed in the masking ceremony, I don't recall who it was, but somebody, I believe it may have just been Ark. It was you. Got a flash of their midriff.
Yep. And I made a comment like, are you an android? Are you Iron Man? Do you have a weird thing? But now I kind of know. But now I know. Maybe it's a rune.
Is Iska our one?
No, I think Iska's a rune lord.
What did I say? Because
you just said it was like a red glow. Like you did. I don't think you said it was a thing. I think you said there was a red glow.
I didn't say what it was.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure
I don't think you said what it was.
Flash or glow of light, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, good thing
like
I didn't say something else.
Yeah, no.
Then.
I don't remember it being a specific thing.
I was doing that.
But yeah, I think that Iska's a rune lord. So.
Well,
I thought Iska was an android.
Of her, and then Syrup brought her to life. So.
Yeah.
The best way to
That's
do
okay.
it.
I gave my uncle a name, and I was like, he's kind of mean.
You mean Tyrugan?
Tyrugan.
Fuck that.
Did I do that? Oh no! I thought you gave that to me.
No. I said that he's kind of an asshole, and then you were like, oh, great.
All right, let's dial that up to 11. I love
He's an asshole, but like with a reason.
I can never pronounce Tyrugan's name.
Because it's Hadouken now, and it doesn't matter.
You know what
anymore.
it was? I gave you my grandmother's name, and you're like, hey, guess what? Your grandmother's the reason that you have this curse?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, y'all. I will say one thing, and I'm gonna clarify real quick, Demi Luna, you're completely fine, because I know what you're doing here. It's there for anybody who's not aware, there is a adventure path called Rise of the Rune Lords, which is that is what it is. It is not a spoiler, but I will say this. One of my favorite things as a GM is the fact, especially with all of y'all who are new Pathfinder players, is those that are not aware of Pathfinder
Don't
lore.
know shit.
No.
So I will say this one thing.
Shit.
I want all of y'all support, everybody who's watching right now. just let this happen, and I beg you not to spoil anybody about anything Ruin Lord. It's gonna be great. So
y'all have been
with
so
that
great with
said,
no spoilers. Like you've been so
appreciate
good with
you
no
on that
spoilers.
one.
you have been
So appreciate
amazing.
Most of you.
Truly.
Listen,
No, listen. It's great. I'm
recently
gonna celebrate
it's
the wins.
been no one.
It's true. So with that, we have 2 questions from Demi Luna. Thank you, Demi Luna, for telling me to look at the form. I missed those. So we have 2 quick questions specifically directed at people. It's getting a little bit later, so I'm going to do this, and then I have one final kind of like wrap up question, unless we have anything else coming in.
It better be
no, we have.
Brandon's.
No, you're right. We're going to do these both direct questions, and then we're going to do Brandon's rapid fire questions, and then we will wrap up because
Okay.
yes, this is good. This is good stuff.
It's good.
It's good. Das gut.
That's good.
Good Taliatia from
Me.
Demi Luna.
Of the Sojourning Song?
Of the Sojourning Song Circus?
Of the
Yes,
Sojourning
that
Song
one?
Circus.
Hi.
This is actually kind of cool. According to lore, it is an Amaran tradition to celebrate milestones in a young Amaran's life with a trinket that is treasured as a good luck charm. In case you don't know, you are an Amaran, right? Catfolk are Amaran.
Okay.
When they are old enough to explore on their own, they are given a little treasure hunt by their parents, and when they are mature enough to travel outside their community, they choose their own memento to bring back. Does Tal have any of these charms, and if so, what are they?
You mean in the 1,000 bangles you have?
Remember when there were tattoos? I remember.
I have a quick follow-up
Remember when
question
someone
to
thought they
remember
were
when
about
you're
tattoos?
answering. Did you have
Okay.
these charms before this question was asked?
So there is one that I did have, and that I did. I think I have it in Tal's original primer. I won't pull it up to check, but I know it was in my head. It's in my original notes, which are in these cool notebooks that ARFA/Stargate gave us. But so there was, just to re-clarify, there's a trinket that's given when they come of age, and then
When they're old enough to travel outside of their community, they choose your own memento.
okay. So the one that I know that they were given, which I've never mentioned it, but I had it in some notes either here or in DMs that I've had with Syrup. They have a necklace from their grandmother. And in my head, so like part of my like stream cosplay, I have like necklaces and stuff, but one of them looks like a giant like tusk tooth that's like this big. That's the one that I always thought was like gifted to them when they came of age by their grandmother, who's the matriarch of the circus. That like she's the one that's like kind of runs the whole thing. As far as the trinket that they chose themselves, that one I haven't thought of, because in my head I don't think they've chosen it yet, because I think what they were going to do, because if for those of you who have watched since the beginning, Tal's initial thought was that she was only going to be at school for like, I don't know, a week, like camping basically.
Yeah.
So I think
I remember.
I think their intent, like to kind of play on that, their intent may have been to find something while they were here and bring it back as a memento of their time away. Now, they've been away for a while, so like...
And they were, in a letter given to them, they were given also...
They were, yes,
one.
they were, and it's over there. They were given a bracelet that was woven by the entire
troop.
circus, essentially, by their family. And it Serum sent me a bracelet, and you can watch the VOD, and it's over there on the wall. So they have a couple of very specific trinkets, and they just love like collecting things, so they just have stuff. But I think the bracelet from their troop and the necklace from their grandmother are the two that really mean something to them.
I can't wait to see what the choice will be and when they are ready for the next one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. The next one is to Arafe. Yeah, it's a very good question. Thank you. Next from Demi Luna to Arafe. How does Arafe feel about the term fetchling instead of Kayal? as a term for her ancestry. Does she have a preference? Is she just tired of correcting people, or is she just like, it's just words?
Honestly, go ahead.
I just want to pop in here because I don't know if you know about Pathfinder lore, but fetchling is usually denoted as derogatory.
Correct.
I did not know that.
Great. Glad I put it in my letter.
So I guess
Nobody told me. Sorry.
she doesn't know, honestly, because everything she knows about herself was told to her by Infar, who is not a fetchling.
I'm sure
So-
Infar is not a racist old asshole. I'm
No,
sure.
no, but
Perception check.
so I guess she's only known herself as fetchling. So until she talked to Yafira recently, she knew that there was another name for it. And also Star did not know it was a slur.
Well, it kind of. So I will tell you what. I mean, yes, but I will tell you what they have here. Hold on.
Also, can I just kind of point out
it's
that
like a
in
human way of
everything Pathfinder2e, everything says fetchling and nowhere does
Yeah.
it say they don't like it.
Yeah, so I said that from Pathfinder 1e. I definitely know it was derogatory. I'm pretty sure,
Believe
like, Kyos don't call themselves fetchling. That's what other races call them.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Okay,
So
here we
it's
go.
not- yeah,
Other
it's not necessarily,
information
like, super
under
derogatory, just
in
Not
Nethys 2e under the fetchling ancestry. There's a title called Kayal. Many fetchlings refer to themselves as Kayals, an Aklo-derived word with a meaning akin to shadow people. Most Kayals reject the term fetchling, which they see as imposed on them by individuals bound too closely to the material plane. The word has uncertain origins, but its use is widespread in Nidal. To Kayals in Nidal, their name grounds and uplifts them as a worthy people forging their own paths, not as servitors or of darkness. Isn't that delicious?
Isn't that apt for what's happening?
So I will tell you right now, though, that, like, again, we'll make it canon right now that Infar has only really talked about you as, to what you are as a fetchling.
Yeah. So if she learns this moving forward, she will, which, Insight should probably have this conversation with Yafira now. But she would probably be more comfortable calling herself Kayal moving forward. Knowing that.
We're learning things. Syrup's make a quick note about a certain NPC that needs to come into play real quick. Don't worry about it. Does we have a pen? Hold on.
You have Google Docs on your computer. I would like to remind you.
someone else.
No,
wants to
I'll
thousand
lose
tabs
it.
open on
Don't
the
we know by
computer.
now
Yeah.
ADHD? I will have notes in 5 different places.
I know.
Also,
I
these are
know,
good things
I
to talk
know.
about too, because there is a hardness to playing a character that you have actively decided doesn't remember things that you as a player knows.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, there is.
There have been multiple times that you said things I'm like, I cannot react to this.
Right. That's really
I
funny.
know what that is, but I cannot react to this.
That's really funny.
So, knowing some stuff, like, yeah, it would kind of make sense that she knows herself as a fletchling.
I'm laughing a little bit right now in chat because of the different questions about how you pronounce that. I'm Israeli. I speak Hebrew. So a lot of the times if there's a foreign word, I will pronounce it in a way that makes sense to me. And that is very often not how Americans pronounce it. But I like it better. So that's what I'm saying.
I can tell you it is.
Mouthfeel.
I can tell you it is Kyle.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It doesn't sit nice in my mouth.
It is Kyle from the Glass Cannon and Jason Bowman's mouth. So
Well,
Got a pretty mouth.
if Jason Bowman said it, then
he's kind of like
fine.
the lead designer or something, So.
it's kind of like that. So, all right, fine. Jason says it, fine. Only for you, Jason Bowman. So
It's just
let's
a
do.
Bowman accent.
It's just his accent. We'll go
This is Kyle.
to
Kyle.
some very quick. Right, it's Kyle.
I'm a
To
I'm a Kyle.
I'm a
I'm a
Kyle.
Kyle.
I'm a Kyle.
Don't call me Fetchling, call me Kyle.
I mean, Kyle.
Okay,
Suddenly
so
have a weird hat, and I'm just a frat boy.
Oh.
like sideways a little bit, yeah. So let's do quick rapid fires before we wrap up here. Are we ready? Because these are really going to be rapid fire.
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna start with stars. Yes or no? Do you have a backup character arc? Waffles. Yes or no?
Yes. Hold on. Is it made or not?
No. I think a concept of a backup character in
If
your mind.
Ark died today, do you have your next character pretty much?
I do.
all of
Like,
his
could I
stats
make it
ready
in a
to go?
day? Yes.
Okay. I don't even know this. I'm fascinated. Okay, star. I know this answer.
They're already made.
Oh yes.
Of course.
Duval.
Absolutely not.
Maria.
I have like wisps of ideas, but basically no.
Okay.
You do know mine, Syrup.
Because
There was
I'm
there was
gonna
someone
like
I was-
cry for like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're okay. There was someone I was considering playing instead of Ark at the very beginning. I had mentions of him.
That was
ADHD
literally
Maria.
1,000 years ago, though.
That was-
Should I tease it?
No,
I-
just message it to me. I want to just keep it in your back pocket.
Okay.
I like
Keep
this.
it in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
I want to be surprised.
From one Ashen Works, aka Brandon, aka
AKA?
Wielder of the Sword, and I don't remember all your other titles. I'm so very sorry. Good Ashen. Good
It's in the
stuff.
Google
Question, rapid fire. Your character's favorite dessert.
I already know the answer to this one.
And then we'll go backwards.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, damn! Called out. Blam.
Nice. No, cool.
Sheesh.
I know this because they had it at the circus. It's these candied fruits that are kind of like star fruit that are sometimes made and sold to patrons, but almost always made for Tao.
Excellent.
His mother's strawberry shortcake.
Oh, I love it. My heart.
Plain
his-
cheesecake with strawberry topping.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh. I'm laughing at chat. Yes, waffles.
I think Ark is a lot like me, except so like I love cheesecake and stuff. I like anything with fruit in it, but I think Ark's idea of dessert is fruit. So like he would eat an orange and call it dessert.
Excellent.
I love
Very
that.
European.
Yes. I love
Yeah.
it. All right, next rapid fire. If this is a hard one, if your character was a meme, which one?
Oh God.
That's very difficult. The funny thing is that king of memes, yet to be crowned, usurped. I don't know.
Alex, yeah.
Alex,
Yeah, Alex.
has made amazing memes for us for your characters, so you can always choose one of those. But otherwise, I don't know.
You want me to go?
I know
Yes.
my favorite that has been
did I
made
get
of
rid
Ark.
it? Hold on.
Oh no.
Um,
Please
if-
do.
so I have an answer based on popular memes.
Okay.
All right, we'll keep going backwards. Let's go. We'll do it that way.
But it's it's the meme of the two ladies yelling at the cat with the,
Yes!
the dinner table. But it's Tal as the yelling people saying, "I thought we were friends," and then Ark on the other side being like, "I don't have friends."
Yeah. It's
Thought you were going, but I like it even more now.
yeah, me too.
I need
Me too.
this meme.
That's
Somebody
so
make
good.
it.
Somebody make it immediately. There's so many different ways and memes that like come to mind, but like then you brought up Alex, and now all I can see in my brain is the Hideaki Uwu meme because it just broke me so hard.
I have a bonus one. That's
I
an
want
Alex
y'all-
meme.
We need to like revive some of these in the chat. If you ever want to like refresh and post them in our Discord, please feel
Yeah.
free.
Yeah,
But yes,
and the
go ahead,
Run to
Maria.
Pain one. as well.
The bonus one that I have is is Ark I don't remember who it was, but it's Ark standing in a very large depression saying, I have one more action. Only one action.
That was only one action.
During
Yeah.
the
That was
song.
really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was only one action.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
Ark is just excellent in so many ways.
So funny.
I love. Okay, but what you know, this was if your character was a meme, which one? Which means Ark is now set.
Wait, I have one
It's
for
locked in.
chill.
Yeah.
We didn't ask you.
Star, do you
but
have one?
it works. Yes, Stark, please.
Right, if it was like an official meme, I think Arafe would be like the Drake meme that's this and then this. And the top one is learning how to heal for Arashel, learning how to heal for my friends.
Yes, I love it. Oh my god, Ibris is the guy asking if everything's a butterfly. I love that person. Ark.
Alright, I posted mine in Discord already. It's that meme of where like the guy's like hand out to the butterfly. It says me, non-human sci-fi character who struggles to understand and replicate human behavior. And in the bottom it says, is this a metaphor for my autism?
It's so perfect.
It is so good. Is that from Alex?
No, I grabbed that from Pinterest.
No, I just made it.
Oh, okay. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I knew it
perfect.
existed because I've seen it before and I went to look for it really quick.
Oh my
I will
God.
say one that I would love to have made about Hideaki is around him yelling at teachers.
Yeah.
And the one that comes to mind immediately is the Will Smith meme of like, why did you have a fucking like cure disease thing?
Yes. I love it so much. Okay, I love it. Is everybody satisfied with those answers?
Ooh,
Yes,
good
but
question.
Iris
Yes.
just asked a really good question.
Yes, we will get to it. One last rapid
Okay.
fire though.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
If an opportunity, I love this one. This is from Waffles actually. Very simple yes or no, but a deep one. If an opportunity came up to retire your character without death, would you?
Absolutely.
There is only one situation where I would do that.
Okay.
Yes, and it almost happened.
Oh. I love these cryptic answers. Yes, please keep this going.
Yes, but ...
Hold on,
Okay.
can I add on to the rapid fire and go one more round?
Okay,
Sure.
go for it.
If you could retire them and have the opportunity to bring them back at a later date, would you? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No doubt.
100%. Yes.
Me, I'm not a PC. Yes.
Yeah. The most
Yes,
rapid
please.
fire questions.
Yeah. Resounding yes.
There you go.
And you too, Star?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a. I think it was a.
I missed it, yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
play
of
you play another
of
character for
course.
4 levels and then Tao comes back or something like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Excellent.
imagine.
Okay.
There's-
Oh,
I
that
see
was so
2
good.
questions if we want to address them.
Yeah, no, these are all. Jordan has been amazing and been
Oh, great,
collecting
great. I
these.
just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure. Cool. Bless.
So,
Cool.
one more rapid fire. I missed this one in chat.
Thank you, Jordan.
From Duval. What's that? Sorry.
I said thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan.
Oh yes, thank you,
Thank you,
Jordan. You're awesome. Is there a favorite quote you have out of context of the show?
Yes.
May I remind you, we're in a
Same.
That's why I asked the question. That is literally why I asked the question.
Yep.
That is the correct answer.
to show up on screen right now.
May I remind you, we're in a fucking tree.
Yeah, we're in a tree.
Yeah,
Not
we're in a
once,
tree. No,
but twice.
But I don't think Tal has. I don't. This is an interesting thing. I don't think Tal has actually cursed more than just say like "damn." I think once. Maybe.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I do all the time.
Yeah.
Arafe is the
Which is
same
funny.
way. She's only sworn once or twice, and I think it was shit.
I don't
Yeah.
think Mark has
And-
cursed yet.
Nope.
Hideaki didn't
Hideaki's
curse
made up
until
for
he
it, though.
came to the school. He never cursed.
I was gonna say you literally within 5 minutes of us being let loose into this world, Duval, you were like you dropped two in like 5 minutes.
Sure did.
Which is really funny.
No regrets. First impressions.
Those were the.
Oh my god! I'm so glad I asked the question.
I love that, and yes, I need like a clip of that. That was brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Demi Luna to
Demi Luna.
Tal. Question. A lot of cat folk choose new names for themselves. Is Tal's name their birth name? And would you choose another? Demi Luna in here with the, hey, here's your ancestry lore.
Yeah, no,
You're rolling it in
know,
there. I
right?
love it.
He's sitting here going, I should have done more research.
It's great.
Ooh. I think that it was their birth name given to them by their grandmother. And I don't think they considered it an option to change it until, well, okay, I'm going to say this now, knowing that that's a cool thing, that is the thing. I think recent events perhaps maybe they'll consider a little change in name to reflect a change in them. We'll see.
See, I will say the other kind of nice, not an out, but something that I do want to just kind of like remind in this case is that like you are not coming from a Amarun catfolk community. You are coming from a circus.
It's definitely less of a stereotypical like Amarun catfolk society. Yeah. It's a very mixed culture of, my blood relatives were all catfolk, we're all Amarun, but then the entire circus that I also consider family is, every kind of ancestry possible, and we have our own kinds of traditions that are pretty distinct, I would say, from most any other ancestry traditions. So but it is an interesting thing that now that I know, listen, we can
learn about it in the school.
We can explore a little name change, maybe.
I love this so much. All right.
Wait,
and
hold on. Would we call if she just rearranged her name? Would we call it alt?
Stop it.
Let's go.
Fucking stop it. You did not just self-high-five yourself. How fucking dare you?
We are not.
You did not just let's go yourself.
We're gonna just go now.
Yeah. Oh my god. I cannot believe that.
I knew that was a good
one. Angel of Iris asks for both Tal and Hideaki. We're gonna start with Hideaki this time, though. Have Tal and Hideaki experienced romance in any capacity before coming to this campus? I remember Arafe saying she was ace, and Ark is 5.
I will answer last. I would like to elaborate on mine, but I'll let them go first.
Okay.
So, I believe that Hideaki is pan, but he has not experienced romance.
Sorry, to Demi Luna. Please continue.
Oh, fuck me! That's amazing! Wait! Oh my god, incredible!
Oh my god,
incredible!
Amazing.
I'm so sorry. Windows have closed. I can't. No, sorry. But
yes,
you said
yes.
Now we'll never know if Ark does the.
See you next season. It's like the Matt Damon thing. Like, Matt Damon ran out of time.
Please repeat yourself because I laughed at the middle.
Yeah. No, it's totally cool. Hideaki's pan, and but has not experienced romance and has no idea how to start that trajectory.
You tried once.
Maria, let's just go talk over here, okay?
We did that once.
Yeah. Having said that, there are a couple people on the docket.
I have a follow-up question.
I will ask you to. Can you hold off? Can we answer?
It is a yes or no question. Is Tal still on the docket?
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I knew that one.
My answer is I don't think so. I don't think Tal's had any sort of like romantic interests, or if they did, they kind of had this naive bubble around them. Like people were coming and going from the circus family at all times, and they never really stuck around in places long enough to get like really deep connections with, you know, new stranger people. So when you're surrounded by family all the time, it doesn't feel, it's a different kind of feeling.
From what I know with circus culture as well, like there is
Sorry, almost made it bad.
there is definitely like a different weight to having relationships with individuals within the circus because of how it affects things. Like there's like unwritten rules in that regard.
Yeah, and like that's I think it's just it was never ever in Tal's mind or wheelhouse. So I feel like we've talked about it, and there might have been at one point where I maybe in the last like after school special that I was thinking that Tal was probably like ace or something like that. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't think that Tal knows. I think that Tal has just never had any kind of romantic experience, period. So they don't really know.
So it's complicated at this point.
Yeah, which is I think that's why being confronted by Hideaki in that moment, not confronted sounds like it felt like a confrontation.
Let's dance.
Yeah.
Tal.
But that's why, on top of other things that were on their mind, why it was like, this doesn't make sense. None of this, what you're saying doesn't make sense to me, because Tal doesn't know how to make sense of someone being interested in them, especially someone like Hideaki, who like, if he's interested, he will tell you everything, and he's interested in all the way. He's all the way in right away.
There's also a lot for someone.
Yeah,
being interested in somebody here in a society where it's not the same society that you were when you were in your circus. There's like this weird like situational difference as well.
Yeah. But it was just that conversation really brought in to light a lot of things, like why, from my perspective, like why Tal was so quick to back away, partially because Tal wanted to have a conversation about something completely different.
100%.
But also, like, in retrospect, you know, that's still in the back of Tal's mind of like, Hideaki probably still has these like feelings, and it's been, if you watch through the episodes after that confrontation, it's still there. Like there's this still like weird energy around specifically Tal and Hideaki, and Tal and Hideaki have not been in one-on-one conversations since that time.
I know, it's mind-blowing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
also kind of on purpose.
Yeah, and it's felt like it's very weighty to the point where like Tal doesn't know who you are, and said during that conversation, but like even now, like really doesn't know. Spoiler.
It's even a larger question mark.
Tal doesn't know who anyone really is, including themselves, and we're gonna dive into that in season 2.
I feel like that's everybody, except for Arc 2.
How much? How much of this relationship between this is not a question to be answered. How much of this relationship between, or connection rather, between Talyatya and Hideaki is because of the fates threads that have been manipulated? And can there be a foundation of trust built on that uncertainty? Especially when the GM keeps pulling on it.
We found out that question before the thread ends. Who knows?
I want to also give that opportunity. I know the question was to Tal and Hideaki, but Erife, is there anything additional you would like to add for context on the Ace conversation? When you have mentioned that before about Erife, is there anything interesting to add?
No, it's for Erife. I mean, she is Arrow Ace. She has absolutely no pull to have that kind of relationship with someone. There's other things going on in the background too that kind of support that for her as well. But yeah, she's just not in. She wants a family. She doesn't want a partner.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
fair enough.
which I love. I want to in the future make a mental note as well to highlight more of the fact that I thought it really interesting that you hang out with Strands of Glowing Dawn and her kids.
I love them.
In character, and I'm like, yes, that. And we mentioned it, but
Yeah, for her, it is more important to have a group of people who are close to her than have a person. So that's just her mentality of I'm creating my family who are going to have their own relationships with other people, but these are my people.
I love that. Ark, you wanted? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we did it. Go.
Yeah. I got multiple fronts to answer this question on. I think it's obvious, but Ark has clearly not experienced romance because he doesn't really delve into emotions.
Can I add one thing? I know in the question it says.
I'm gonna keep going, but yeah, go for it.
Ark is 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And this is something that actually we talked about in the car. I want that to be clarified.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep. So, Ark. I want to say this in the correct way. I'm very bad at saying things in the correct way, so Syrup, please rein me in here.
I got you.
Ark is legit 5. Air quote. Kind of a joke that he's 5 as well, because he is built in the version of an adult. So he has 5 years of memory, but at the same time, he might as well be like 25 with all the things that he's learned and been embedded with.
You didn't start at 0. You started at 20.
Yes.
He has had 5 years in this world as it is, but the clarification is you are not human. You are the equivalent of a construct, and that goes by different rules.
Yes.
So for anybody concerned about that in any future conversations or in any future thing, this is not odd or weird in that capacity. He is not the equivalent of a 5-year-old. He's not a child.
If Ark kisses somebody, he is not a child. He's an android.
No,
Please.
okay?
Oh, God, no. I've never
Make a note, Star. Make a note for the fanfic.
I have never viewed Ark as a child. Like, I've never said, he's 5 years old.
No,
If you have
he just exists.
It was an interesting concept to bring up that he was 5. Like, guys, he's 5. Like,
but
like I also think there's a difference between like your age is 5 and you've existed for 5 years. You know what I mean? There's
because technically by that metric as well,
Airphase
not the same. Yeah, Airphase is 6 months.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
She's younger than that.
Yeah.
So that's a very good clarification. Thank you.
Yeah, and answer to Demi Luna's question. Does he? Who knows?
Does he?
Iris's question.
No. Wait, I forgot to ask.
No. It was
Ark
Demi Luna's.
Oh no! I'm sorry, that didn't make it into the questions. We'll never know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
We'll never
next
know.
time on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm so
Shut
sorry.
me down.
It was
Comics.
just we should have had
Tune
it
in to
spinach,
book
but unfortunately.
6.
every talkback, every season, every book.
And
But does
movies
Ark
and book. And Ark is 7.
We'll catch you next on the next episode of Outcast and Outclassed.
So with that, I love that, and I'm going to answer this question as well. By the way, the one about the different romances and everything, and the only way that a GM can. So I will take that question as who do you ship?
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
I will wholeheartedly.
Wait, hold on. Before you answer, I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. Before you answer this is the last question. I want this to be the last question.
Yes.
Who is everybody's ships without repeating?
Okay, now I have another clarifying question. Is this, who do we as players, do we pick another character, I should say, in the player group to ship with another person, or is it like NPCs ship together?
Anyone, but
any
it's anyone, but it's from the player's perspective. Like Maria ships Tal and Essie.
Okay. Well, I have multiple ships then.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a fleet. I have an armada.
I'm ready.
Okay, wait. So you want that to be the final question of tonight?
Unless you have a lot more. But I didn't. It sounded like you were going to end, and I wanted everyone to answer this.
I have a question to end on, so I'm waiting.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want this question.
Okay. So let's go through real quick on the rapid fire on this. So for my ship, I have two though. I have two. All of them revolve arc.
You are the GM, you are the god of this world.
Okay, here we go.
Go.
I ship on one side, Arctel. Fully admit it.
Don't
On
worry,
the other side, I actually ship polyamorously Arc Ignacy Hideaki.
We have a winner, friends. We have the only correct answer.
I can see that for sure. I don't know if Art.
I can see that too.
Currently, I don't think Art could ever be in a relationship with Hideaki, but like in the future,
Correct. Yeah,
Right, but-
no, this
So
is
you're saying there's a chance.
this is for the fanfics, okay?
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is for the slow
These are
burn
true
love
ships.
Star,
stuff.
take
Yeah.
notes.
all right. I have my one ship. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Two
Go
ship.
for it.
I like Tal and Miriam.
Yeah.
Aw,
That
I
would
like
be
that.
so cute. Oh,
Uh,
that would be
look,
so
I will say it. I will say something else. Okay, go ahead. Airfic.
Well, you've taken one of mine, so I'll do the other one.
Wait, which one? Which one? Which one was it?
Talark.
Yes.
But the
I
other
feel
one
like the
is
favorite ones.
Tal Chazire.
Yes.
I like that one a lot.
I do too, because they're very, both of them are incredibly intelligent, and I think I see
Yeah.
a lot of respect in each other.
And I
especially
can't
after
ship
the
myself with anyone
one-on-one.
because Arafe is not a relationship
That's okay.
person.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, especially after the
Uh,
one. I completely agree. Yes.
My answer was going to be Tal Jazeera, actually.
Mm.
But I'm gonna throw a curveball.
Mhm.
Hideaki Murayama.
No, it was
Oh,
another one.
Enemies to
Ooh.
lovers. Ooh.
We love an enemies to lovers here. Okay.
A lot.
I know we've been talking about Hideaki and Inasi. Like there's another road. And
There's so
then
many
from
So many.
back to the polyamory perspective, R2 Tao Hideaki.
Oh,
That would be a very volatile.
We're just shippers.
Yeah,
what are
we're
we
all just
doing?
shipping everything.
We're
Yeah,
just
we're all
shippers.
just
shipping. Listen,
I have a taboo
do
when
after
at the end
almost
of
2
this,
years.
so.
I have one
Oh,
too,
nice.
but go ahead.
Great. Okay, so Arctal is one that's been in literally we've talked about it like behind the scenes for a while of like this would be interesting. Arc Ignacy. Especially after the one-on-one.
I wasn't ready for that, but
And-
here we are.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
yeah.
definitely
it
ready
was
for that.
It was very good.
Palpable.
And what
That's
was
not
the
just
other one?
because. Wait, real quick. Is it not because it's me and Waffles?
No,
Yes.
I
no,
just
it's
want to
not.
make sure. Okay, good.
No, it's not just because it's you and
Ding.
Waffles. Although it does help
it's
with
a good
like,
baseline.
chemistry.
It's a good baseline.
because-
I was about to say, to be fair, I was Ark in that moment. I wasn't Waffles. So.
Yeah, and I was,
Of course.
as you can tell
You
by
were
the
very
font, I was
Ignacy.
very locked in.
You were
Okay,
very
sorry.
you
locked
really,
in.
really were.
Yes.
I gotta.
Go for it.
See, I can ship everybody with everybody, which is the hard
is
part. It's the hard.
I
the hard
appreciate the
part.
respect to Arafe though. That like.
I was gonna
Yeah.
throw
That's
one more
true.
of platonic life partners
Yes.
of Arafe and Noxolo.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh,
Immediately,
yes.
Actually, like that one the best.
Immediately.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Do you just want to like cook together? Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to go hang out and get a movie and then go home.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
separate.
Hey, Nox Solo, can you move the skulls over, please?
Yeah.
I need to cook
Yeah, that's
part
fair.
of me I could kind of see Hideaki and Okoro, honestly.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think it would be,
I feel like that would be a
very, like,
lot.
I think
Yes,
Okoro
it
would
could
really
be.
bring Hideaki like down.
Yeah, a little bit. Or it's Okoro's the only person I can visualize that would match Hideaki's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
that would
Like,
be
and
Habram.
not
I thought
get
Akura
bumped.
was a little
Habram?
chiller.
Habram's
Yeah,
I
I thought
don't know.
too.
I don't know if Habram.
I couldn't see them together, but I see their energy matching.
Oh yeah,
Why
they
did you
definitely
say
have
it
like,
like
they
that?
have best
how you say
BFF
it.
energy. Like
I
you,
really
and,
want
you and
him and
Habram are
Hayden
two people
to
who
be
would get
best
into
friends.
so much trouble together and then laugh
Yeah,
afterwards.
I want to be best friends
Yes.
with Abram, for sure.
Yeah. I want
Yeah.
I'm surprised that we didn't bring it in the 101. I understand because there was a lot going on, but I think that we're
Yeah.
opening up that door. I think Habram needs to. Habram's been off screen for quite a while. I think we want to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
since the
bring him
masking
back.
ceremony. Yeah.
All right, I want you to
Okay.
say yours, if possible,
Yeah.
if you don't care, because I think it might be
Okay.
the same as mine. Mine's like, let me get it clear. Mine's like question mark taboo, because it's a fantasy world.
Bring it.
So, but
No
I want
fantasy.
Syrup to say hers first.
Interesting. Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say. Okay. Here's mine that I'm surprised we haven't talked about yet. Hideaki and Kazushi.
Okay, I like
Interesting.
that. Interesting. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Oh, falling in love with your best
I
friend.
love,
Yeah.
I do love him.
Okay, no, come for me on the
The door's
boards.
open.
Hit me in the
Go for
YouTube
it.
comments. I'm ready.
Let's go.
I think it
Give it
would
to
be
me.
interesting depending on what happens, because I don't know. I'm not gonna say Arcus could get out of here. Didn't you want to? No, thank you. Not that taboo.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
This
when
is
you said
this
not
is
an
fantasy
anime,
world
not that taboo.
Oh well, this is fantasy
Fantasy
world taboo. I think it would be interesting depending on the story, because I don't know the whole backstory for RFA Yafira.
Yeah. That'd be
Gotcha.
interesting.
Not knowing the context.
Yeah, not knowing-
I don't know any context in the background. Or anything,
Interesting.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting.
that would be
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
That is very interesting. Okay. I like it. We
like-
neither start nor I can comment.
I was watching Star's face, waiting for a reaction when I said.
I purposely was
Can-
like, nope.
Can I just add the fact that like it's almost like we purposely didn't say Hypnosi because everyone was like, yeah, well, like we know that one. So like,
I mean,
let's do
yeah,
other ones.
Here's the thing, though. Like,
That was the
part of
first
me,
ship.
Part of me. That was the first. That was the first ship.
Oh,
part of me
it
thinks
sailed,
that
though.
ship has sailed.
Okay.
Yeah, like not like in my head. I'm like, you know what?
Right.
I don't know if they would actually be good as like a pairing.
Mhm.
I mean, they would be funny as a pairing, a fun pairing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they'd be good as a pairing. So that's
It's
That's
the
how
would
just
they
in my
won't
head. it's just
they
like,
at the beginning of it.
They'd
The
be
would
a
they
great
won't say.
summer fling.
Yeah.
Yes. Would they be
Yeah.
a
Yes.
long-standing relationship?
They're
Someone would
they're
get married.
The
the
greatest of
they're the
breakups.
ones that like
yeah.
no, they're the hot
6
summer
months
fling
max.
that like explodes
maybe.
and does not end
Yeah,
well
and
for
it's
either.
bad,
dude,
and
I'm so
everybody
down.
suffers.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Okay. I love that. Thank you for that question. We are huge shippers. As a reminder, we have hit
Choo-choo.
the Ko-fi goal for Star to write a fanfic. And we have gained an additional a member to the Breakfast Club since then. So we are one member away
Dude,
from
I
a live
need-
reading of this
I
fan
need
I
it.
want us to
fiction.
read this fan fiction.
And
want us to
Listen,
read it?
Yeah,
I'm a
I
voice
Four
actor. I can
away
read it.
from me writing Arc Hideaki.
4 away? I thought
4, because I'm 15. We're at 11.
so. We okay. There we go. Yeah. So
Oh,
4
yeah.
away from
Let's go.
one waffles. All right.
Mario.
We're going to bring it in for a fun thing for, in my opinion, to leave this off on. So we've
Okay.
had an amazing time looking back at season 1, book 1 of Strength of Thousands. This has been amazing. I'm so excited for season 2, but not more excited than the audience will be after this question, which is, if you can give one minor spoiler or teaser to your character, what would it be? This is hard because you don't want to give away too much,
Okay.
but I think
I'm
that's a
so
nice
Can
one
I,
to
throw,
end
can
on.
I throw in a
gonna
second
scream.
question for this, or a second thing? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make this very long. Can we all roll a
No,
d20?
we said 4 hours before we started.
Can we all roll a d20 and go from high to low, just because we haven't rolled a dice tonight?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Tal,
like
where's the
that.
Yakuza
Let's
dice?
go. Tal, die. Let's
Do I
go.
roll? Do I roll for my spoiler too? Do
Yeah,
want me
you
to
gotta
make
give a
Sure.
spoiler
Yeah,
for
yeah, of course.
Rando.
For sure.
Like, just it can be story, it can be any of our NPCs. I think. Like,
Okay, flat, no mods.
no
Yep,
mods.
platinum.
Platinum mods, huh? Okay.
We'll wait for everybody to roll.
Arc is as average gets.
I'm
10.
10.
All right. 15 to 20. No one. 10 to 15.
13.
13.
10.
Rollies!
Rollies!
Oh, I rolled higher.
What'd you roll?
15.
1. I feel like it fucking matters.
That's right.
Maria, what did you roll?
I got a 6.
Okay, and I got a 9, but
All right.
I'll go last. I think that's fair because I want out the
Okay.
characters first.
Okay. So
Duval, Star, Waffles, me,
Yes.
Syrup. Great.
Something TC. I'll go with like something that I hope, almost like a wish. I think. I hope he finds a little peace within his brain and heart. And I think that he will. Between the what's up?
It's a spoiler.
You want a teaser or a spoiler, not just your wish for 4 seasons. The wishes are nice.
We will make wishes come true.
We'll wish after this in the aftertone.
Yes. Yes.
He's going to absolutely have that one-on-one with Tao, and it will start specifically with following up on the darkness that we haven't talked about, and then go right into the fate stuff, and then them.
I'm so
So
glad
you
that
hope.
you've laid that out, because now I can plot against you.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I'm aware of what just I know you.
All right. Star Shinobi.
I know, I'm
A
trying to figure
spoiler
out what to spoil
or
without going
teaser.
too far.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
Think of the one that is a lot and then give a partial piece of it. That's what I'm about to do. So
It's definitely difficult though without too much.
I'm about to
Sure, I
So
feel
get
like
ready.
Aerophase is like really, really
get ready.
layered.
Yeah. Aerofe is on the precipice of a break. A complete and utter break.
Let's fucking go.
And there is one piece of information that if she gets it, all hell's gonna break loose.
Let's fucking go.
Fucking go!
Okay, ready. Waffles.
Okay. Mine's going to be balanced between mechanical and story.
Okay.
With the knowledge that I clearly don't know what the plans are for Arc either. But Arc will no longer be picking up evocation spells.
Interesting.
Ever.
Ooh, cool.
Okay. Was there going to be part 2 to it, or that's the book?
That's it.
Okay.
Take what you will.
Mysteries. How to say this? um. Hmm. Okay. Geez, the wording is very important, and I don't know. I don't know how words work. I'm gonna go with the first thing that came into my head then.
Sure. Instinct.
Arc is not the only one who needs to get more powerful.
Yeah.
yes.
These
I
are like
this
10
one.
candle rules.
Yes, I love it.
I love that.
Thank you very
There
much.
with all the information just giggling in the background.
Can I add one
Serious.
mechanical thing? Because it's something that we've talked about, but I'd love to sort of like toss over the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Hideaki's gonna fucking counterspell something.
Good.
Yeah, to the Pathfinder people.
It's hard, man. It's real hard.
Counterspell's rough.
It's rough, but I'm gonna give it a
happen.
shot because I just like the like fuck your fireball. Just like I need it. I just need it.
Okay. Waffles.
I did mine.
I know.
Okay.
Don't forget to find
Oh, sheesh.
who we're going to raid.
Ah,
It's gonna leave us on a little cliffhanger.
I don't
No,
know.
no.
Jeez.
I'm
This
about to
is
ask a
not. I
follow-up
will
question.
say this is going to be. Well, I will ask y'all. Is it okay if it's not a season 2 tease necessarily? Just a tease as a whole.
Whatever you want to do.
Okay. Well,
Is it going to be teased in season 2 though?
Ugh, she
know
can't
anything.
say that. Okay, fair
can't
enough.
say.
Lay it on me. Let's go.
All right. Well, this story that we're telling, well, it's gonna be out of this world. That's it. That's my tease.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh!
We're going to the astral
Oh.
plane, y'all. All of us.
No, we're going to space.
I mean,
We're
That
going
was
to the
my guess.
moon.
No.
We're
I
going to the
mean-
moon.
the moon.
Can I?
Nope. Nope. Nope.